This show is brought to you by Indochino. Go to Indochino right now, and they are offering our listeners any premium suit for just $3.99. That's up to 50% off at Indochino.com, and when you enter promo code CHURCH at checkout. Plus, they're offering free shipping. There's no reason not to try your first custom-made suit with a deal this good. Go to Indochino.com and use promo code CHURCH at checkout. Show is also brought to you by Onnit.com. Go to Onnit.com and use promo code CHURCH to save 10% on all of their amazing optimization products like Strongbone, New Mood, ShroomTech Immune, and ShroomTech Sport.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Wednesday, the 27th, July. Kick that fucking mule, Lee. Bong hits for Jerry's kicks, cocksuckers. Church of what's happening now. Old Ted Nugent. It's a fucking free-for-all, cocksuckers. Uncle Joey here, my main little brother, Lee Syatt. First off, we got to open up on an apology. I get a call Monday from Lee Syatt about 4 o'clock that he came over here and the lights wouldn't turn on and the fucking air was off or some bullshit, and he turned on the computer. You know, Lee confuses me with his jargon. So let me tell you the other side of the fucking story. Sunday, I have a great weekend with the family. I get off the antibiotics. You know me. I'm free and clear. I'm doing some kettlebells. I'm walking the neighborhood. Sunday morning, I go to jiu-jitsu, 12 o'clock class. Great day. I breathe. I get beat up. No different than any other day. Monday, I go, let me go back there. And I had a meeting on Tuesday. And we had episode 400 Monday night. We had Esther Koo, and we had Dice tonight. So we had the weekend planned. Everything is beautiful, ready to go. I go to jiu-jitsu at 12, and I stay for the mobility class. It's a little hot here, but I'm not blaming it on the heat. During the mobility class, I feel a little bit fucking ubats. I feel a little bit...
in your stomach or where?
My whole body. Like, you ever doing something, and your whole body just feels like it just goes... Zzz, zzz. So you shake it off a little bit. I bring a watermelon protein drink, 29 grams of protein. You mix it with 16 ounces of water.
Okay.
Just to calm me down for a little while, and I drive home. On this particular day, I had drank that already, but Lee, I was thirsty as fuck. So I go to the gas station by Alberto's, and I get a water and some fucking horrible tasting Gatorade. Like, I haven't drinking Gatorade in 20 fucking years.
Not all sugar.
So I just get Gatorade because it's a hot day, and that's what people say to do.
Oh,
to
yeah.
rehydrate yourself, and you have to...
Electrolytes.
First off, if anybody knows anything about anything, you got to Pedialyte that bitch. Any hot given fucking day, anything like that, guys, I'm telling you this, I did not know this till 15 fucking years ago. Don't quote me on this shit. But I will tell you how I knew, because when I went to shoot the longest yard, the first time Goldberg saw me,
right,
that's the first thing he said to me the first day when I was running. He goes, I hope you're drinking Pedialyte, kid, because that's the only thing that's going to bring you back.
It just has, like, because it's for babies, right? It's
yeah, so he would give me the grape stuff. Now, at this time, it was his. This is my first encounter with Goldberg. I didn't know wrestling. I knew nothing. The other guy was big at that time, which I didn't know either. 98, 2000. I don't know nothing about wrestling. I had seen Goldberg on the Best Damn Sports Show when I did sketches for them. So I knew nothing about this man. I knew nothing about professional wrestling. When I was a kid, I was a fan of Chief J. Strongbow and shit like that on Channel 9 on Saturday nights or Sunday mornings, whenever the fuck it came on. So now I'm on the longest yard. First fucking day of basic training. They get us out there on the field. I'm 400 fucking pounds, maybe 390. It's, I don't know how many feet of elevation. and I'm out there fucking around. And all of a sudden, somebody says, you better give that kid oxygen. I'm huffing and puffing. I hadn't done a jumping jack in 10 fucking years. I've been snorting blow for 10 years, eating fried food, living on fucking comedy club menus. You know, I wasn't taking care of myself at all. And all of a sudden, I got the fucking longest yard. And my blood pressure's high on the set, and they're fucking worried, and they're threatening me. It's only going to be a 4-week contract. So this is the first day, and I'm huffing and fucking puffing. And thank God for one of the trainers. He said, do me a favor. Get him on oxygen therapy, which means that they put those 2 nozzles in your nose.
Okay.
And you get oxygen like a fucking animal. And then Goldberg came over, saw my face was red during we were doing the rehearsals. And he goes, are you drinking? He goes, I don't want you to do this shit. They shouldn't be. You got a buddy double coming in. Don't do this. You're not in this type of shape. Which was, it was the truth at the time. I shouldn't have been out there. I was going to die of a heart attack like those football players. And he gave me a Pedialyte, and he goes, I want you to do me a favor. All I want you to do while you're here in the daytime is walk around in circles around the field. So that's all I did the first 2 weeks of shooting, basically. I walked around the field, but back to the story, he gave me Pedialyte. And I saw the wrestlers were bringing it in by the gallons. Some of the football players, the other football players were drinking Gatorade.
Right, I've heard of Pedialyte when you get sick.
Yeah, Pedialyte when you get sick, when you have that type of... So, I don't know dick about dick. I'm driving home, and all of a sudden, my body's tightening up.
And it's scary when you're driving.
Oh, I'm making a left, I make a right, I get onto Burbank Boulevard. I'm driving home, and I feel that zzz, zzz in my body again. I get home, it feels like death. Now, when I was a young kid, I used to play basketball all fucking day in Jersey, so between the humidity and being out there all day, all I would do is drink fucking iced teas from the little dairy thing on top of 38th Street. There used to be a dairy thing there like 50 feet from the basketball courts.
Right.
And if you walk to the dairy, they'd sell you those. You were too young.
Nest teas? No?
Not even in a bottled tea. And in a fucking cardboard container like that milk comes in.
No way.
Like the kids are missing. This is 1975, Lee. That's how iced tea came. There was only maybe 2 brands of iced teas. There was Lipton in a can,
Okay.
which was not bad. Lipton in a can is not bad if you doped it up. Again, you got to take it home, put it over ice, squeeze some lemon on that motherfucker, a little teaspoon of real fucking sugar. Bam! You got yourself a nice iced tea.
Did you ever try Nest tea? Like, that's what I said. Like, that was my first introduction to tea, and that's why I can't drink anything else, because that's so sweet. That's what I thought tea was.
No,
And it tasted delicious. So I was like, oh, tea's delicious. And now I tried to eat it. It tastes
they
like...
give you a tea and it tastes like dick. But they got that fucking red tea that's not bad with a little fucking cancer sugar. The blue packages, it's tremendous.
Oh, at Starbucks?
I make it at the house. You have it at Starbucks, you can make it anywhere. Back to the fucking story, Lee. So I get home and I got this thing, but when I was about 13, 14, they had to take me to the doctor because my body would stiffen up and I'd shake. And the doctor says, how much? Yo! No, you're hallucinating. Why are you busting my balls, Lee? I smoked 52 joints today. I'm trying to recover.
I think you were knocking on the table anyways. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't knocking on nothing. My hand's on the fucking table. Why would I knock? What am I, Johnny fucking playing blackjack? So I fucking get home, and I get this stiff thing, and I'm not hungry at all, guys. And it's about 4 o'clock. Lee calls me with the studio thing, and I go, Lee, I'll call you in like 2 hours. And I tried to lay down. I couldn't fall asleep. I started getting chills. And I thought something was coming over me. I called Lee back about 6. Lee goes, you know what? Nothing's back working. I called Esther Cool. I called Esther and I go, Esther, we got no fucking power. You know, forget it. I could tell you 3 hours or 20 minutes. I don't want to waste your time and make you take an Uber for $40 all the way up here. I love you. I'll see you the next time. And I guess me and Lee were going to do the podcast. I was going to see how I felt. I had taken like an Advil for pain because I had like a migraine fucking headache, and I'd take that. And I kept drinking water. I was not hungry at all. I didn't put any sugar in my body. And I'm sitting there at about fucking 6:30. I'm talking to my wife. I got a hooded sweatshirt on in my living room with jeans, a blanket, and a fucking pillow on top.
Meanwhile, it's so hot outside that the power went out.
Oh my fucking God. I am shaking fucking cold. And finally, I feel something in my stomach. And I walk to the fucking door. I open it and I just head over, and I stick my finger down my throat, and there it comes out. Because I know when it's time to stick your finger down your
What do you?
fucking
No,
throat.
you didn't tell me this. Why do you stick your finger down?
Because
your throat?
why fucking play the game? It's sitting there. You could feel it. Unless you're retarded, you can't fucking feel it that you have something that's stuck there. You're burping it. You're burping it. Now, I'm not burping food. I'm burping like an acid, which I don't burp fucking acids. I never burped that shit. That Gatorade was horrible, so that was part of the burp also.
You know. I was gonna say this the other day. I was wondering if maybe the cold water made you throw up, because a couple of times, like when I've been too high on edibles, if I drink, it makes me throw up.
It
No.
doesn't make you shiver like that and give you a fucking fever.
Oh no, I know.
So I started barfing. In the middle of the barf, boom, I fart, and it's pure shit. Thank God I had the pants on, the underwear on from fucking jiu-jitsu. So I went in the shower, came out. Now we all know it's official. I'm fucking sick. I call Lee. I say the podcast is off. I'm about to get sicker. I go back outside. Lee, you should have heard it hitting the leaves on the floor. It was like I had a pot of water and just thrown it over. And it was like, da, da, da. I hadn't eaten anything solid all day. I tell you guys, I eat a yogurt. I drink an almond milk smoothie for breakfast.
And it's even worse when it's all liquid.
I didn't even have a protein shake that day. I had nothing. I went up to jiu-jitsu on the fucking whatever because I put a half a banana in it for the carbs. That was it. I went to fucking jiu-jitsu. Next thing you know, guys, by 8 o'clock, I was at like 101. My wife had the fucking white towels on my head. You know, I tried to lay down. Then I shit the bed on the way to the bathroom to puke. I shit a little piece on the bed. And I'm honest with you guys, because what do you want me to tell you? That, you know, this is how sick I fucking was at 9 o'clock at night. So I went through 1 pair of jeans and 3 pair of shorts. But the best was I ran outside and I had shorts on with no underwear on, and I puked. And a little piece of shit went out of my ass and landed on the porch, exactly where I stand. X marks the spot where I stand and do the fucking morning periscope. I hadn't even known since I went back there at night to puke again. I called my wife outside. I go, look at this. She goes, oh my God, how embarrassing. The next day we had to chisel it off. I called Lee. We had to chisel this fucking thing off.
You left it till the next morning?
Because what am I going to do? I'm sick. My wife didn't want to fucking see it. I had already shit the bed, shit 3 pair of fucking shorts, the toilet. I mean, it was a fucking nightmare, Lee.
Oh my God.
So now I'm up all fucking night, guys. Tremendous. 12 o'clock. I'm sleeping 2-hour intervals and waking up to shit and puke. 2-hour intervals to wake up to go, and I either run to the toilet or I have patience. I hate puking in fucking toilets. You know what, man? How many years am I going to puke in my toilet? I started my life puking outside in the weeds when I was a drunk kid. Then I went inside the toilets. Now it's been 30 years in toilets. I'm done. I want to puke back outside the jungle where I belong. So I go out to the balcony and I just barf. Listen to me. My neighbor downstairs, the people downstairs have like a bunch of... They got a bunch of like shit hidden. And they got a kid's pool on top of it to protect it from the fucking rain.
No.
I puked on that kid's pool maybe 18 times. And it's right next to a window. I can't believe she heard it. I'm telling you. It's like I was taking pieces at 2 in the fucking morning. It's like I was taking pieces of the fucking pork chops and putting it together. I'm on the podcast. Andrew Dice Clay calling in fucking live. He's gonna be at the Coney Island Amphitheater July fucking 30th. Jim Florentine, my sister Eleanor Kerrigan, and fucking Wheels Parisi. If you don't go, I don't want you talking to me ever again. Tell him, Andrew.
Am I plugged in? Am I on with you?
You're fucking on, cocksucker. Tell him.
Holy shit.
Asbury, but that's how connected we are. You just happened to fucking call, and I said you were supposed to be on tonight, but things happened. So God bless you. If you don't go to the call, he's back in fucking Brooklyn, cocksuckers. This is big. This is bigger than fucking Hillary Clinton getting elected. Fuck that Lilith Fair. This is Andrew Dice Clay coming back, a fucking comedy hero. Do you understand me? Most people don't even get a chance to do it fucking half a time. This guy's coming back with a fucking medal and then some. He's coming back with dead Vietnamese ears on a fucking chain. So
I needed the laugh. I've been so fucked up all week.
Well, you're fucking ready to go. I love that you're in Coney Island.
Listen, that's why I texted you the other day. Like, you were texting me, like, what time was it? Like 2 in the morning?
I was puking my brains off. I was sick to death. I had the glasses on, the diarrhea.
And when you texted me, I was so fucking stoned out.
I could tell when you said something about Matt Dillon. I was laughing in all my agony.
Wait a minute. Wait, let me go to the text. Let's go to the text, ladies and gentlemen. Where the fuck is this? Because I saw it the next day, you know, and I'm going, I said, I'm stoned, you crazy fuck. Where you at? My boy Dylan, my son, got me all fucked up. I think I'm gonna look for Pokemon. Oh my God, people are so fucking stupid. Something that means balls, asshole humans. That's what I was texting you. You know, oh fuck, Joey.
I'm here.
So it's what I've been doing all week. So when you texted me, you got a picture there. So I'm sitting in this, you know how, like, you know, in your bathroom, I have like a pocket door on the toilet, and we painted the room like this blood red, the toilet room, because it's the late night smoke out room that you could blow the smoke out the window where you sit on the toilet backwards, and you're trying to call me and text me, and I'm stoned out of my fucking mind, you know, and all I'm doing for whatever reason is thinking about pussy at that hour, you know, and you're texting me about the podcast. You know, I was out of my fucking mind. I was up till like 5 that morning.
Let me tell you something. I was as sick as a fucking dog that night.
Were you really?
Oh, puking. I was just telling them on the show why I had to cancel the show Monday night. First time ever.
Well, what happened to you? What do you think it was? You sound good now.
Oh, no. Now I'm still a little queasy. I haven't barfed to shit myself today. So we're halfway there, but by tomorrow I'll be fine. I'll be back to 100%. So.
Fucking Joey G, the best.
But
I heard you were fantastic in fucking Philly. That's number one.
Oh, Philly was great. Philadelphia is always the fucking.
And then I got to tell you this, because it is a compliment, because it was from Bill Burr. And he said, what was it, at the Comedy Store, you know, how you came on. He goes, did you ever try to follow Joe Diaz? And I go, well, that would be kind of stupid, you know, because he goes, he's a fucking monster up there, you know, and he goes, he just, like, goes all out, you know, and I go, well, that's what you get, you know, when you have him with you, you know. He goes, I didn't even know if I could go on after that, you know, so that's a great compliment, because I love Bill Burr, you know, but I know what you can do. It's not like I haven't seen it, you know what I mean?
Hey, man, you fucking started it for me, so.
You know what, Joey? We're cut from the same cloth. You're a fucking killer up there, and you know me. I have no problem giving guys credit due. And you know, I know your fans are listening, and this ain't nice kissing ass, because I never kissed ass in my life to anybody. But when a guy is great, I just like telling him he's fucking great. And it's really nice to know that there are some real politically incorrect motherfuckers that don't listen to a fucking thing when it comes to that stand-up, and you just do it the way you've been doing it from the day I met you. You know, and that's what makes great comedians. Because if we can't do it the way we do it, what the fuck is comedy ever going to be again? You know what I mean? You understand that.
First of all, thank you. And no, I believe it. I believe it.
There's no truth behind the act. Then you got no act, and you're going nowhere. So now say what you got to say.
I love you. I'll call you when I finish here. And I'll.
You totally missed it. I threw you off.
Oh my God, I'm stoned. I'm just as stoned as you were Monday night.
I'm stoned right now. Look, I know I'm going into Brooklyn. The amphitheater is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic fucking show. I Indiana, so it's great that you are. And I do want the fans to know they're going to walk out of that fucking amphitheater shaking their heads, going, I never seen nothing like that. Because that's how I perform. That's what I like to bring to the public. You know, if they're paying for a fucking ticket, I want them to walk out happy and go, the greatest show. Just the greatest fucking show. And that's what I like to bring to the table. So I'm psyched to go back to Brooklyn, see the friends, see the family, see the fans. But honestly, I just called you to tell you that, you know, what you do for me with the podcast and the way you pump me, you're just aces in my fucking book. That's it.
Hey, man, you took me out of the darkest hole in my life when I saw you fucking do those jokes. So
some shit, Joey.
You
know,
we move on, my brother.
And the beauty
Fuck
of
it.
you is that you could take two different roads when you come out of what you were dealing with. You could either go all sad again, or you could take the higher path and just go down the road you've gone down. And I'm proud of the success you fucking became. That's what makes me happy. You didn't just disappear. You weren't a comedy store guy with a big mouth that disappeared in 2 years. You stuck with it, and now you're a major fucking comic in this world. And there's a lot to be said for that, because I encourage that shit. You know, I wouldn't care if you came on in front of me and just destroyed the crowd. That's the way it should be with anybody either co-headlining or opening to you. Just go out there and murder these motherfuckers. Give them their money's worth. We're in a very stressed out, uptight fucking world. And it's guys like us that make it a little easier for people to go day to fucking day. And that's the bottom fucking line.
I love you, cocksucker. I'll call you back with all my heart.
Okay.
My all-time favorite, the all-time heavyweight. For Saturday night, Coney Island. He's back in Brooklyn. I love you, Andrew. That was crazy, guys. That was just pure. He just called out of the whim, and I just wanted to let you guys know that he's a good dude, man, and I appreciate his compliments and his encouragement over the years, guys. It's nice that, you know, I've been getting a lot of emails this week. I wanted to talk to you about this, Lee, because it's so fucking important in life. And we don't get it. We really do not get it. And I cannot believe people who have been following the podcast, people who have been emailing with me, people who follow comedy in general, people who are seeing behind the curtain, email me this week that, listen, I've done some fucked up shit on the show. You know, we've gotten emails about you getting farts in the face and, you know, things that I've said or people disagree. But this week, I looked at the emails one day and they were astronomical for like a one day. It was like 18 one day.
Jesus.
Then it was like 13 the other on Gmail. So I can't imagine, this is church Gmail. I can't imagine what's on Beauty and the Beast Gmail. You know, some emails were about addiction, blah, blah, blah. This, do you know what these were about? That I can't fucking believe that they didn't put you all over the Oddball Festival. I mean, people like questioning me, like what the fuck was wrong with me? Why did I agree to that? They didn't even black out my name, you know? And I couldn't believe it. I answered the emails back as honestly as I could be. I was not angry at nobody. I did not attack anybody. Nothing like this. The emails were basically, I had to take my time for this, and this was the morning after. No, this was the morning before I went to jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
The Sunday morning. I looked at the computer, and that's when I got the 12-1. I go, what the fuck is this? And people like, hey, man, I can't believe that you're only hosting at the Oddball Festival. And it was like people trying to make me feel bad about taking a job that maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm overqualified for. I don't fucking know. I get a call, and they ask me if I'm interested in doing the Oddball Fest. My agent says I wouldn't do it for that price, but maybe I can get you this price. Would you be interested? And I go, if you think that's, whatever you think is fair, I'll do. You're my agent. He went back and he got me a little bit more. He didn't get me the magical number, but he got me different props, and that helped. So I thought about it at first, guys. I'm a fucking old man, guys. It's 5 fucking days of traveling. You know, it's roughing it up. I haven't roughed it up in 10 years, Lee. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing comedy very avant-garde.
Same city for the whole weekend.
Yeah, you know, I haven't roughed it up in 15 fucking years. You know, when you do Tuesday and Wednesday somewhere, Thursday, Friday, Saturday somewhere, and then Sunday, 8 hours out of that fucking town. So I agreed to it. I said, sure, I'll do it. It's to me, it was a good lineup. I knew it was Gabriel. I knew it was Sebastian. I know it's Tom Segura. I think it's Bert Kreischer. I know it's the girl that's been on the podcast that you like a lot, that we both like a lot, the writer, Sarah Tiana.
Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely.
So I got a nice lineup. Why would I be the guy? I couldn't believe I had to break this down to people that for once in my life, I get to work with my friends. Not only that, Gabe invited me on his bus, so I just saved on plane tickets in between the 3 fucking cities. I'm going to take the red eye with them. They're going to pick us up, take us to the hotel, sleep all day, and then we leave Friday morning for Tampa on the bus. We get there about 11 or 12. We spend the day in Tampa. We do Tampa. We get on the fucking bus and drive all fucking night. We get to Indy, get on the bus, whatever, and then we fly out of Indianapolis. Now, I'm pretty honored to fucking do that, guys. You know why? Because nobody's ever invited me to dick.
Yeah, it must feel great. And then you've spoken before about like people not taking. Oh, I don't want that kind of job. This is a great tour. That who knows? Maybe you are overqualified technically to host, but hosting, they get to see you all night. They only see each comic for like 15 minutes. You're going to go up there 5-6 times. They're going to see you.
I got to do
all
10
night.
in the beginning,
yeah.
and 10 after the intermission.
Okay.
And then bring them up.
Yeah, but yeah, and then you're gonna joke around with them. It's Brody did it. I went the only oddball I ever went to in Irvine, and Paul and I still talk. And I told Brody on the podcast, I said, you were out of the big headliner names. We still talk about Brody because you come out, you're interacting with them on. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna really like it.
No, I love all that shit.
So fuck them.
But I couldn't believe people were angry at me for hosting. Like, you should have fucking headlined. They were actually attacking some people on Twitter.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, fuck you, you know. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, I made the decision because I thought it was just nice enough that they thought of me. The guys that picked those tours, they have so many people to deal with. I don't know what happened. I heard rumors in the beginning that they had all these big names. So something must have happened. They called me, they asked, and I took the fucking job. Now, in my world, I could have been Joe Bananas and said, fuck you. Give me a co-headlining spot and give me this type of money, and I'll do the show. And they would have responded, maybe no, maybe yes. But you know what, man? For me, these fucking 17 years out here, for 12 of those years, nobody talked to me. Nobody talked to me. Yeah, Adam Sandler put me in movies and fucking Raimi and shit like that. But comically, nobody fucking talked to me. And I gotta tell you something, if you listen to those first couple CDs, you wouldn't talk to me either. So I can't blame it either on that too. But this is a journey. This is why it's good to get those CDs and go, wow, that's what happens if you stick life out sometimes. But in my world, I've never been invited to Montreal. I've never been invited to all the fucking festivals. How many comedy festivals they have every weekly? 22 of them?
Yeah.
When do they call Uncle Joey for a fucking festival? Not that I would go, because I'm busy with other things and shit. No,
but it's nice to be invited.
No, it's like today. Listen, man, I always get put in these fucking predicaments. There's this thing going on in my hometown. Okay?
Okay.
And he died on 9/11. I never knew the young man. But everybody says he's a sweetheart of a kid, and it was a fucking shame. And listen, everybody who died on 9/11, it's a fucking shame. But that's not what this is about. They always hit me up in August, and they always say, hey, just in case, if you're going to be in the area, drop in and do the fucking benefit. And every year I say to them, no, I'm not going to be in the fucking area. And every year, this is going on for 6 years now, 7 years. hey, if you're going to be in the area, why don't you drop by? Because I don't live in the fucking area.
Yeah, I live 3,000
So
miles
today,
away.
Carlos Neri, one of my closest friends in the fucking world, closest friends from fucking 5th grade, him and his brother Sergio, he sends me a note again because we've been talking a lot lately. He goes, Eileen Mooney's mother. Eileen Mooney was a kid. We went to school with my freshman year. She was a little older than me. Not the best looking girl in the world, but the personality of a fucking star. And you know what? She always had boyfriends and shit like that. And one night she went out with this jealous dude. She was dating this jealous dude. And she went out with another dude. And after the dude dropped her off, the dude came and shot her and killed her. And it was a shame. The town was really sad. And she was a good lady. She left a little boy. So it was her mother who contacted Carlos. And I said, listen, tell Mrs. Mooney I loved Eileen. That was her name, Eileen Mooney. But say, look, let me break it down to you. Again, I'm 53. I do 2 podcasts a week. I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to do that. I just don't live in the neighborhood. It's an hour drive to the fucking airport and to park, an hour at the airport and a 6-hour flight, and then the same coming fucking back. That's 16 hours. Now, we also have a dilemma of CAA. You know, I just can't do a gig and advertise it. They have to commission it. I signed the contract. If not, they get sued, or I get sued, or it's a fucking nightmare, which means I just can't walk into a bar and say, hey, I want to do a show here, and this is what, like, let's say I'm working Gotham.
Okay.
I have a 90-day clause. Do you follow me?
For what?
Gotham.
No, 90 days for what?
I can't play in that area.
Got it. Okay.
Now, I would be a fucking idiot to play in that area because I would lose Gotham. And I have a good relationship with him. So to me, it's more than about the clause. I have a great relationship with the guy that owns Gotham. I just spoke to him last week. I just called him to check in. And he called me right back, and we spoke about this or that, whatever the fuck. You know me, it's Monday. You got to brighten somebody's fucking day. So, if I do a benefit, you got to say I'm going to be there and charge money for the tickets. I don't get any of the money. I don't care about that. What I care about is that CAA wants their commission. You know what I'm saying?
They don't care about a benefit.
They don't care about benefits or missing legs or people getting blown up in Iran. They don't give a fuck about nothing. They're Jews, dog. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
They want their 10%.
So, not only that, the guy from New York
Right.
is going to call CAA and said, me and Joey had a great relationship. I just seen an ad in the fucking paper that Joey's doing a benefit. He's taking money out of my fucking club. Do you see how it works? So it's like a gentleman's agreement, man. Why would I bite the fucking hand that feeds?
Is it weird that you are like it's an entertainment as a job? Like, but it's
Listen, there's some people I don't give a Frenchman's fuck about.
right.
There's some people that I want to go back there and light the club on fire and drive a truck on it. I don't give a fuck. But there's certain people that I have a great relationship from. We've become not even business friends. We've become friends on the side. We talk. It's not really even about the money anymore. It's places I like to work. It's the freedoms they give me and what they let me do and what I do. They give me a job. I give them a job. We both do it. We shake hands. We get a check. So them and I work. Me and Philly work. Me and Buffalo work. Me and, San Jose work. Me and the Punchline in Sacramento, we fucking jive, Jack. Me and the Punchline in San Francisco, I would live in the basement if I could at the San Francisco Punchline. We jive. They don't mean a check to me. When I go up there, I'm happy to see the manager. I'm happy to see that waitress. I'm happy to see the wait staff. You know what I'm saying? Even though the wings are shitty, I eat the fucking wings to talk to the Mexican cook in the back. It's an experience for me, and it's an experience for me. Where for them, it's one for me. When I go to the Minnesota club up in the mall, he's not there, but he always sends regards and a gift package, and he puts a little extra in the fucking check for me, and he leaves me a fucking message on Monday morning. That means the world to me. He's running 3 fucking clubs. You understand me? So I jive with that motherfucker. So when you call me and say you're putting together an all-star fucking lineup, and and you want me to be on the tour, but I got to shit on this relationship. I can't do it. I can't do it because I have a relationship with that guy. He started with me when nobody gave me a shot. He believed in me.
Right.
You know how many fucking clubs Justin called for me in the beginning? A lot. You know how many people gave me chances? Not many. Not many. People said straight up, fucking no. Now, some of them have called back. And that's okay, because they called back with head down and a check in their hand. You understand me? You know, I'm a Jew at heart. You follow me? So don't come to me with a frown and your head down and nothing in your hand. Now you got to look down and give me a little extra check and say, dog, we're sorry. Somewhere along the line, we misjudged each other. Let's put it behind you. I gave you a little extra. Would that take care of things for a while? Take a look at the number I gave you. Yes, and you know I never talk money. To me, it's like, dog, to me, a $200 bonus means the world.
Just the word bonus. It's just that it's a bonus.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You just sold 1,000 drinks. You know the guy that owns the Cleveland room?
Okay.
One time I went there, he gave me, like, $600 more just because somebody bought champagne. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that.
But you'll never forget it.
Never. Never again. In fact, I kept his email, called him, sent him a Christmas card. You got to send them all I said, dog, I do comedy clubs the same way I do this shit. When I get out of there, I send a thank you card.
To who?
General manager and the staff. Enjoy the stars, enjoy the Chiba Chews, enjoy the reefer. That's it. It's the same business as before. I'm still a salesman. So I still got to take my relationships and fucking whatever. When I go there, I tell them my boundaries. They tell me their boundaries, and I adhere to them. You know? But if you let me know you're in your corner. I went to a club once in the Chicago area where I felt uncomfortable from A to Z. You're a carpenter. You walk into somebody's fucking house. Okay? First off, they don't want to pay you what you're fucking worth. Okay? From the minute you walk in there, they're watching you like you're a fucking thief. I've been with fucking people who... I worked as a carpenter's helper. And I remember going into places where people treated them like shit. Him telling me in the truck, you know what, man? I gave these people $120 off because they were my neighbors. And look how they fucking treat me. I should have kept them $120. It would have been worth it. Now they're making me sweep and take out the fucking garbage and whatever. So, you know what, man? Even at that time, when they were fucking robbing me to headline,
right?
I went home and made a decision. I'll never fucking go there. This guy puts an offer for me every fucking year. Because he never took care of me. He was never nice to me. He kept judging me. He wouldn't let me come out to music. So it's the same fucking thing, Lee.
It's I think it's the same with anyone who treats you like shit. I love being able to not. I don't necessarily want to treat them like shit. Maybe part of me does, but it's nice just to let them just like. Ever since I've been out here, I've had like 4 or 5 people from high school email me and either want to get on the TV show I was working on, or after this wanted to go to a show or something. And I don't know. I was like, I didn't say it, but I was like, yeah, well, maybe you should where were you in high school? Like why am I now so why do you now want to call me? So I was like, yeah, fuck you.
No, and I like these people. You know, I would if they, like I told callers, I said, give her my number and tell her to call me in February. I'll tell her what I need. But I'll also tell her what she can and can't do. So I'm going to go to New York in September this year.
Okay.
But next year I'm going the week before Thanksgiving. I haven't been to New York in the winter in a long time, and I want to take my family. So
February to November's okay. That's a long enough period.
Well, no. If I do it in September,
right,
I could do it in November. You know what I'm saying? And nobody has to know. You know, my friend has a bar. My teacher has a bar. He busts my chops all the time when he's going to do comedy. I really can't, because he really can't advertise it. He could say he's having a comedy show, but he really can't advertise it.
Is that why people can't advertise sometimes? They say like special guest or... I never knew that.
You know, I work Vegas. I love the South Point Casino. But I also work those things with Joe. because he knows those things give me exposure and they bring 10% more people to the shows every time I do it. So it works for all of us. It's not like I'm doing a show at a bar charging $10
Right.
and taking money out of his pocket. At the South Point Casino, they do a thing called Dirty at 12:30. Every time I go, twice a year, they contact me to do it. They don't understand why I don't want to do it. Because I'm there on a Friday night and on a Saturday night. And then they want you to do a free show on Friday night. If I do a free show, nobody will come to the show on Saturday night. That was proven the first time I did it. Second time I did it, you know me, dog. I'm an econ major. The second time I did it, I left the casino floor at 10, and the next night, Saturday, it was fucking packed. Then the third time, we shot the special. But if you think about the mathematics on it, that's why I didn't do it. And they get mad at me that I don't do the Dirty at 12:30. I won't because you want the fucking numbers. So I can't compete with myself.
Right.
That means I'm competing with myself. I can't compete with myself. So there's a business part of this that a lot of people don't understand, and people get fucking pissed off. Like a comedian contacted me that I was dear friends with 20 years ago, and now he lives in Texas.
Okay.
And he contacted me to do a gig at like a bar, you know, in this town that I work pretty much often. And I had to hit him back that I couldn't do it because I worked that club and I have a good relationship with them. And he proceeded to tell me how they were thieves, this and this and this, this and this and this. They did that. Now I know this fucking mutt of a comic, and this guy'd robbed the fucking ink out of your pen. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those motherfuckers. He'll take your last feather. So, you know, I just said, listen, I understand how you feel, but I have a business obligation and I can't fucking abide to it. And then he wrote me back again that what the fuck happened to me? Nothing happened to me. I can't do your fucking bar, you know, Club Amazon, you know, one of those fucking dance halls or some shit with low riders or whatever the fuck that is. I can't fucking do that shit. Don't stab me in those fucking places at this age. So, you know, he couldn't understand that he had to go through my agent. I go, if you want to book me there, you have to go through my fucking agent, man. If not, I just get caused heat. It's just unnecessary heat that I got to take for somebody. I don't want to take that. So I try to do everything through them now. The only thing I don't do through them is the local rooms around here and the Chinese restaurant up there. But pretty soon, I can't do that Chinese restaurant because the Improv is opening up Oxnard.
So do these comedy clubs have like territories almost? It's very interesting. We've never talked about this.
It's not that they have territories. It's that they have. Listen, there's two clubs in Minneapolis.
Okay.
They're two very popular clubs. Acme Club, which is a great club, and I'm just throwing out clubs to people, and the Minneapolis club I worked at, the Mall of America. Guy's a great guy from Canada. There's two clubs there, okay? The one guy is run by a sweetheart, Acme. You know what I showcased there? You want me to tell you something? I didn't do bad, but I could tell I wasn't the style of comedy. Was I mad? No. I looked at the lineup, and I couldn't see myself on that lineup. All brilliant comics, but not comedians like me, except maybe two of them. Mall of America, they have more mainstream people. They give more people shots, blah, 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 blah. In Florida, 15 years ago, there was a Miami Improv, and there was a club in Davie. Okay? You know, they would get pissed at you in those days. Today, they're partners. But 20 years ago, you had to work one or the other. But to be honest with you, the people that worked the Improv wouldn't have really worked that show in the club in Davie. They would only book Gersh comedians then. So it didn't really fucking matter. Do you understand me? But look at a situation like Tempe, Arizona right now.
Okay, what's going on there?
5 comedy clubs.
In one city?
In one city.
Damn.
So you've got Levity Live in Phoenix.
Okay.
You've got the club the fucking dude owns. Then you got the Chicago fucking little Hitler dude. He owns a club. And then you got Tempe Improv, you got the House of Comedy, and you got the motherfucking Laugh Factory. My bad. 6 comedy clubs in the Phoenix metro fucking area. That's like putting 6 Subway sandwiches in 3 blocks and giving everybody fucking $5. You understand me? You're gonna create fucking chaos. You can't feed 6 comedy clubs. So you got Paul Rodriguez at one club. The Improv, they're no fucking geniuses. Don't put fucking Joe Diaz in Tempe in February and try to put him back in fucking in Phoenix in fucking July if you let him. If you let them, that's what they do. That's their philosophy, which I will not. I stay at Tempe. You know why? Because I've been going to Tempe since '98. Even though the owner's dead and gone. That creepy died. Guy rest his peace. What's his name? Fucking, whatever his fucking name is. That creepy dude booked me in there in '98.
R.I.P.
They fucking closed the club. They shot the owner. The creepy dude died in fucking Chicago, and they closed the club. The Improv brought it back, and now it's open. So they opened up a club in 2 competing cities. They compete against themselves, the Improv. You know that, right?
With Levity Live?
Yeah, so they have Levity Live in the Tempe Improv.
And isn't Levity Live huge?
Huge. 600 seats. You could have the fucking circus in there. So, and Tempe's not a fucking small place either.
No.
So you got 5 comedy clubs in this area fighting for the same fucking nickel, dodging it out, throwing fucking bullets at themselves. And then you got Buffalo Helium going to the bank like Tony Montana every fucking week.
Because they're the only game in town.
Because it's the only game in town. You go to Omaha Funny Bone, only game in town.
So but back to your not a good relationship. So you're in Phoenix. Let's say you didn't have that relationship with the Tempe Improv. Would you just always try to pick one rather than going from each one to each one, just so you can maybe each year build a relationship? Like, is that important?
I'd rather build a relationship at the same fucking club with people.
Okay.
If I know the drinks are good, there's a couple clubs I went to in the last 6-8 months that the food sucked. The green room sucked. They had no respect for comics, but in a fake way. She reminded me of somebody that I didn't like, that I also saw behind the curtain in life that had to do with comedy. And for some reason, I never worked there again. When I was there that Saturday night first show, I knew I was never going back to that club. I'm one of those guys. And I knew, and I said to myself, the only thing that will make me come back here is when I saw my check. And sure enough, it was lighter than fuck. And I had to come back and look at my contract, and it was a horrible fucking deal. But the fact that she didn't even raise a hand and go, here's a yardstick, buy yourself a steak when you get back to fucking L.A., and how the whole situation worked out. Like, I've just seen it a couple times, Lee. I've seen it a couple times, but I've also had the weirdest situation happen this year. Now, last year, there's a lot of comics that don't like the Improv chain. Out of all the fucking people I've had problems with in comedy that didn't like me, one guy I grew a relationship with was the guy that first started me in the Dirty Show in Brea. Well, guess what? That guy rose in the ranks. So me and him started that room together. He taught me how to fucking do marketing for comedy clubs in a lot of ways. He said for me to do a certain thing, and I added my twist to it. And that Brea room became successful. That's how all this started, with Brea. If you really want to get down to it. It was that one time a month in Brea. Building that little first 300 people that would come down and watch Yoshi get fucked up, and watch Martin Moreno, and watch Ricky Cruz, and watch just Johnny Rock, and watch just a bunch of fun guys. We would just have a fun fucking time once a fucking month. Drive to Brea in a rush, smoke dope. We would cut banana bread and put it in the back. You remember that, right?
I think I came right after.
Well,
this
you taped the CD there, didn't you?
Yeah. That's where we taped the CD.
Yeah. I mean, that's where it really solidified. So while we were there, he grew, and he grew again, and he grew again. Well, you know what, man? I booked one of his clubs, and I had to cancel because of a movie, or because of Marin or something. Something happened. I had to cancel. And I went back the next year, and you know what, man? I went up there for fucking terrible, terrible, terrible money. Now, I could have done 2 things. I could have raised my hand and canceled it again, or I could have had my agent call back and renegotiate. I thought about the situation for a minute, and I go, you know what? I agreed to this. I canceled. I profited on the movie. Now I gotta. What's the line you hate from Pink Floyd?
Reap what you sow. Oh,
I gotta reap what I sow. So guess what? I went up there and I did good on stage. I worked as hard as I could. And Saturday, before I got on stage, the manager comes in and he goes, "Hey man, you got a call in the office." And I went to the office and it was that guy from Brea. And he goes, "Hey man, I talked to the fucking club and I looked at the numbers. I'm giving you a bonus because you stood up to your deal. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna give you a bonus in all the other clubs for you sticking to your fucking deal." I didn't say a word, Lee. I could have been a scumbag and had him call up and bumped him for what? The extra nickel? The extra $8.50?
And it's so short-sighted. It would have been short-sighted. Like,
you know, you agreed to something, now you got to do it. You were short-sighted, you canceled, you got
it's always weird when people ask for money. I never want it. Like, that's... it's awkward.
You know, Lee, you live and learn. And as a business owner, you live and fucking learn. You know, you just... living and learning. I got to explain something to you. I got sick. Before Andrew called, I got sick, guys. So what happened Tuesday was I didn't sleep all night Monday night. I fucking, was half in a coma. Every 2 hours I'd sleep. I'd have to get up, underwear, change, short change, Meanwhile, I'm smoking dope, though. When you're smoking dope. I was out smoking dope to calm me down. It would calm me down. I would be out there sweating profusely with the warm-up. Every time I got sickly, I would lose 3 pounds in just body sweat. Oh, my God. It was fucking horrendous. But what was I talking about? I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
You were sick on
I
Tuesday.
was sick on Tuesday, and I was supposed to do the Agostino's. What's the name of it?
The Black Horse Tavern, I think?
The Black Horse Tavern up in Reseda, which he had been working on for like 2 months, and he put a nice lineup together.
Yeah, it was good.
I called him at lunchtime, and I said, "Listen, I'm going to go to the doctor to see what the fuck's going on here. I'll call you back afterward. If I feel better, I promise you I'll go up there. If not, I'll go up there next Tuesday." He took it like a man. But meanwhile, you called me, and you're all excited, telling me how I'm going up there. I'm going to go drink a beer. And I was happy. I'm like, fucking look at Lee hanging out with young kids instead of some old fuck. Next thing you know, I'm looking at my Twitter. I'm sitting there shivering, and in between one of the shivers, I look at my Twitter, and I see this D'Agostino post. And it's a picture of me, him, and a bunch of other guys. But one of the pictures is Lee giggling. So I say to myself, I wonder if Lee's going to go up there and fucking do a raffle. I didn't know what the fuck you were going to do. I thought they were going to do a raffle or something like that. And the next thing you know, he calls me back last night. You were like in this euphoric state. And I was a little still fucked up last night. We talked at like 1 or something because I couldn't fall back to sleep last night. I'd slept all fucking day in and out. And then this morning, D'Agostino calls me. He tells you how you went up on stage with your fucking phone. You wrote jokes and shit. What's getting over you?
Well, I had no idea. Okay, so D'Agostino called me like a month ago and was just saying, "I'm doing the show now." Jesus Christ. So I'm doing the show now, and it's your birthday right around the same time. Why don't you come up and hang out? So I said, okay. He said, maybe you'll come on and host with me. Like you'll come on and you'll come on and say hi at the beginning of the show. So then he texted me yesterday. I was like, "Are you still coming?" Because Joey's not feeling well. I was like, "Yeah, I'll come." He's like, "Okay." And then he either called me or texted me and was like, "So how long do you want to do?" Or like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he said, "Well, if you want to do comedy, you can." So I was like, "Why not?" And I wrote down like 3 or 4 premises. I didn't have jokes written out. And I think I did like 2.5 minutes. Steve Simone recorded it, audio. So I have it, even though it was terrible. But I don't know, it was fun. It was, if you remember, because Matt Fulcheron was there. And Matt Fulcheron was on that one live podcast we did down at Long Beach where you got me fucked up on the way down to Long Beach. So by the time I was introducing people, I was super stoned.
They were terrible, that audience. They were fucking frozen down there.
Like, that was like the last time I'd been on stage, and that was like bad. So I was nervous, and I got a couple giggles. It was an interesting experience. I don't know if I'd ever do it again.
How many people were there?
It was full. I would say close to 30 or 40, maybe more. I'm bad at that though. It looked pretty full.
And what did you feel while you were up there?
I didn't like the first couple times. Like I used to introduce you at the Ice House or stuff like that. I get very nervous and I start talking fast. Like I can't catch my breath. And my heart starts racing. And from doing the live podcast and I introduced you at the special, that's kind of gone away a little bit. I was still a little nervous, but it was also kind of nice because I know there was one person there who tweeted me, and I think his name was Eddie, who came because he saw it, and he was very nice, but other than that, no one knew me, so that was pretty exciting. Like, that's because everyone asks me, even Dice being on the phone last time he was here, he told me to do it. I honestly don't think it's what I want to do with my life, but I've thought about going to open mics, but I don't want to. Okay, I thought about maybe the Haha, but D'Agostino used to work there, and so I didn't want to go somewhere where someone would know me. So then there's the store, the Improv, and the Laugh Factory. I don't ever want to go anywhere where you go, and so I had no idea where to go. So, but now that D'Agostino's doing this every Tuesday, it could be kind of fun. D'Agostino said I had good premises, so that was interesting.
You know, man, to be really good at something, sometimes you got to be good at a couple things, or know about a couple things, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You know, Larry David's a great writer, but every once in a while he gets a win for like 30 days and he goes to the Laugh Factory every night he gets on stage. Excuse me. I think Greg Garcia has gotten on stage. It's a different, you know, sometimes you do jiu-jitsu and you take a couple judo classes, and it makes you understand what you're doing a little better.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Sometimes you're a karate dude, you know. GSP was an MMA guy, and all of a sudden to train, he started going to Pacquiao's guy. Sometimes by learning a different discipline, it makes you learn more of what you know.
Right.
You know, when I lived in Colorado, I always noticed how there was always framers. Oh, we just frame houses. You know, this team of guys. I kept working. I worked for an electrician. So the framers would come in, and then I would drill the holes and run some of the wire, and then the fucking sheetrockers would come in, and then as is, the ceiling, and then we run the wire in the ceiling for the lights, and then the sheetrockers would seal up, and then we'd come back and do the fixtures, and then the painters would come and paint. There's a system to everything.
Right.
Okay? But there was a crew of guys that would come in, and they'd fucking just frame. And I became friends with the foreman. It was a two-man crew. It was a company, but they had two crews.
Okay.
And they had worked together for years, and they could come in and frame these houses
quicker
in a
than
certain
anybody.
amount of time. Yeah, I don't know what the exact stuff was. There were 3 guys cutting and 1 guy yelling, and fucking, it was a great system. But I asked him once, why don't you guys bid the the drywall? And he goes, because you can't. You have to, just do the drywall. And on one of the jobs, these guys fucked up a bunch of stuff. And I always, even as a 19-year-old kid, because that's how old I was when I was doing that, I go, these guys would have known, and I don't know if this conversation's confusing. They fucked up. It had to be every 16 inches, each piece of wood. That's how you know, or something. And somebody was high, and they did a difference, so the plywood guys had to come back and take the plywood off. So I always thought to myself that day, why don't the fucking plywood guys know what the fuck the framers are doing, which that's who caught him. But why doesn't everybody know what everybody's doing?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you're a carpenter doesn't mean you can't know a little bit of fucking plumbing. Just to really learn what the fuck you follow what I'm saying? I don't even know if I'm making sense here.
I think you are, but I think you're also, because, you have to know, it would be good to know. Like, for example, a lot of editors become directors because when they're editing, they're like, oh, I need this shot. He needs this shot. I need this. So they understand where the other side's coming from. I think, though, it's kind of interesting with the house, though, because it's kind of like an assembly line. Everyone just does their one thing. So, like, you're not telling me to go not to quit the podcast and go head deep into comedy.
Listen.
But to just...
You're 28 years old. I'm not telling you to do nothing but smoke pot and eat pussy and go to the gym every day. That's all the advice you're going to get from me, whether you're my son or not. You know what I'm saying? All I want you to do is be happy. I want you to be eating some ass every night or 3-4 nights a week. I want you to lift weights. I want you to write your goals. And I want you to do what the fuck you want to do. But here you are. Here you are. A young kid. You email me videos. Boom. We're on podcast number 400.
Yeah.
I've been talking to you lately. Now listen, man. You know, I don't like the whole fat shaming thing. You know why I don't like the fucking fat shaming thing? Because if your friends like you, they'll tell you you're a fat fuck.
Absolutely.
Like you can't keep wearing those sandals. Your feet are 400 fucking pounds apiece. You can't keep wearing them. You're scaring fucking people. Boys are not talking to us. You have to say different things. I don't even know where the fuck I'm going with this. But we started doing this podcast, and the first couple of times you said you didn't even want to talk on the fucking podcast. So now 400 podcasts later, not only are you talking, you're a major contributor in this fucking thing, because I can't sit here and talk to myself because I would lose my mind. So you're a major contributor to this thing. I've told you time and time again, I'm not in business to blow smoke up nobody's ass. I don't like when people blow smoke up my ass. I know exactly what I'm doing. But right now, you're learning a business. You ever have people, you ever watch TV or you're in your job and there's a motherfucker who yells at you and he says, I've been doing this for 40 years. And you walk away and call that guy a loser. Let me tell you something, my friend. You know, you can't imagine doing something for 40 fucking years. But I'll tell you what. I've been doing this for 25. I've been podcasting with you for 5. It all mixes. It all mixes.
It all adds up.
It all adds up. So when I yell at you one day and I go, I've been doing this for 40 years, it's because, A, 50% of the people would have quit already somewhere along the line, and B, I'm the first guy to bitch at people. When you're an actor and all of a sudden I go to an audition, I see you behind the camera. It pisses me off. A couple things piss me off, but then the truth comes out. I'm talking about the people who, I had a friend here in town that he was a fucking TV repairman or whatever the fuck he was, but one day he went to a party, he smoked some dope and he wanted to become a producer. He couldn't wait to say the fucking word producer. He would say the word producer all fucking day long. So for years, he mucked around for no dough being associate producers, which means what? Pick up garbage, hold a rope, tell that guy to stand there, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So he would tell everybody he was a fucking producer. I was on the set of The Longest Yard one day, and I was talking to one of the fucking kids. The kids that did whatever, and he was telling me how he started as a one thing for Adam, and now he was in charge of all the video you see on the DVD, the footage.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he did. He goes, I went from being nothing to sticking it out for 5 years, editing these videos, and now I run the whole behind the thing. So we were talking one day, and I go, let me ask you something. Let's pretend I have this friend, and I send him in here. What's the system? And he goes, well, he come in, and right now the way this company is moving and growing with the amount of movies we're doing, he'd be holding wires for a year and picking up garbage and opening doors and getting coffees and shit like that. And then you get into the union, I think. It's tough to get into the union or something like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know what union it is, but at least you have to have a certain number of non-union days.
Non-union days.
To qualify.
And then you have to figure out what you want to do and sign up for the apprentice. I don't know what the fuck he was telling me, but he goes, listen, bro, a smart little hustler at this company, 2 years, 2.5 years, if he's smart and he knows how to make moves, they'll make a position for him and he'll make dough. Plus, he learns everything along the way. I went to this guy, this fucking associate retard, and I said to him, dog, I just talked to my friend. His name was Jason at the time. I haven't spoken to Jason in fucking 10 years. I don't even know if he's still in the business. And he said he would hire you, and they would hire you for a great salary, Lee. I mean, you're not buying homes in fucking Bel Air. But I think it was like $750 a week. It's 5 days a week, and you might be there till midnight. But, you know, you qualify for you're not doing anything else. Right now you're working every other month as a fucking associate producer doing nothing. Doing
And
nothing.
that's the life of a PA.
You're absolutely right.
Everyone thinks they're going to move out here and be a producer first, and some people are, and that's great, but
no, it's not going to pan out. No, it's not going to pan out. You're going to be a producer's assistant for a while.
Yeah.
For like a year, you know what I'm saying? Coffee.
And that's not great either.
Meetings. No,
Answering
it's
phones,
a fucking
getting
humiliating.
yelled at, getting mail.
Yeah, but you're understanding his world before you dive in completely. I agree with that for 90 days. I could take orders and take yellings and beatings for 90 days if I got a credit card and if I know my uncle's selling fruit and I could fucking part-time him to death. I wouldn't mind to learn the business. I like to get paid. That's fair enough if I'm there. Even if it's $50 a day. At least throw me a half a yard so I could commute and make it happen with a fucking smile on my face. If not after the 30th day, that internship for credits, I understand that. But I like to get paid while I learn what I do. So you have to start from the bottom, Lee.
Right. And it's very funny. You mentioned, like, when you stuck to your deal. There's been stories the past few years about interns at various big studios. They're like, oh, I think it was like NBC, like they couldn't go to the bathroom or something, and one before that at SNL was like, oh, we didn't learn anything, we just got coffee. Those people, they sued the places that gave them internships, and I guarantee not one of them is working in the business. No one would hire anyone who sued the place that gave you an internship. That's what interns do. Like, as an intern, I was working nights. I'm not supposed to work nights as an intern, digitizing tapes. But fuck it, you do whatever, you say yes to everything. And it seems like the older you get or the more experience you get, you just get to say no to a few more things.
That is fucking crazy. That is crazy. That's like, I mean, when I came here, it's like extra work being an intern.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's like extra work. And I got to be honest with you guys, I was an extra one time in a tape in Seattle. And that was it. The time on, what's that show I was on that they made me an extra when I got there?
Oh, was it 2.5 Men?
No, the other one. The fucking other one with the fucking near nerds and the three chicks.
Big Bang Theory,
One of those. You know what's funny, man? I was thinking.
Oh, 2.5 Men. No, How I Met Your Mother.
What is it?
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother. You know what I was thinking about the other day? Fuck. You forget about people in your life, man. You really forget about situations in your life. I knew this guy for a long fucking time. Hello, goodbye. He was always fucking very quiet around me. Every once in a while he would talk to me about something. But between you and I knew he wasn't interested in what I had to say, And fucking, I got arrested. And my name came out in the paper. And I disappeared for 4 weeks, and I didn't see him for a while. And eventually, he found out that was me in the paper. He put 2 and 2 together. He wasn't stupid. And I got out of jail. I got out on bail. And I fucking saw him like 3 days later. And that day he was a little standoffish. But then he turned and he called me over and he came over and he asked me what happened. And he goes, is it true what I read in the paper? And I go, you can't believe what the fuck you read, but I was involved in something. And he asked me what happened and he asked me what was I going to do. And blah, 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 blah. And this guy says to me, listen, I got to be honest with you. You always have a suit on. I know you're a salesman. But your demeanor, I would love for you to work for me. He goes, for years, I wanted you to come over and sell insurance. I just didn't know how to get your attention. And I go, you fucking see, that's why you look at me all fucking weird all the time. And he goes, I could just tell there was something about you that if I could get you selling insurance, you'd be a good agent or whatever. He goes, I guess that dream went out the window. Now you're going to have a felony. What's going to happen to you? And I go, I don't know. I'm looking at, 15 fucking years. I don't know. He asked me if I was going to flee. I said, not at all. I go, nah, I don't think so. Where the fuck am I going to go? And one thing led to another, man. And he would see me and wave and wave and wave. And maybe 3 months later, he said to me, hey, man, are you working? And I go, well, I'm kind of working. I'm working part-time here and I'm doing this. I was selling a little coke. You know me. I was never on the straight and narrow. I was gonna go. At that time, I didn't know I was gonna go away for sure. And he came up to me one day, bro, and he goes, "Listen, man, I don't know if you need to work or not. If you want to ever clean my insurance office on Sundays, I could be $200 a week. I'll take you an hour. Vacuum, take out the trash, dust, clean off my desk, shred the paperwork." I said, "Sure." For fucking years I did that, John Lee.
I never heard about this.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about it the other night. The guy's name was Ray. Old Ray. And on Sunday nights, he would give me the keys to his business, and I'd walk upstairs. Not once did I ever think of robbing or looking at a fucking desk, because the trust was so fucking amazing. My name had just come out in the paper for kidnapping fucking somebody.
So you didn't want to fuck it up.
I couldn't believe this guy was doing this. I had seen the reaction of 50% of the people I knew when my name came out in the paper and my fucking whatever. But I cleaned his office that last Sunday before I got sentenced that Monday. Like, I fucking cleaned it every Sunday. I would go there at 10 in the morning, and it would take me an hour. I'd take the trash down, I'd vacuum the hallway out of respect. I'd do it all for the fucking small deuce, because what the fuck, the guy gave me a shot. That's how much the guy fucking believed in me. You have no fucking idea how many people believed in me. This is the universe. Sometimes you don't have family, but sometimes the universe has a certain way of letting you know they believe in you. I got locked up. 2 months later, I got a check from him. He hunted how to get the money to me, and he said he owed me $200. So he put $200 in my book. He never came to visit me. He wrote me one letter. And when I fucking came out of fucking jail, I went over there and he asked me, "You want the keys back? You want your job back?" I saved it for you.
That's so nice. Did you take it back?
Fuck yeah! Every Sunday, even at the halfway house, it would get me out on Sundays. He vouched for me. He said it would take me 4 hours. It's because I had to take a bus up there. It was fucking 10 minutes away on a walk.
That's amazing. I can't imagine you cleaning. That's like...
Dog, $200 to clean a
$200.
fucking office. What pride? What fucking pride? That's the problem with everybody today. Everybody's got pride that what they won't do.
Right, yeah.
You know, and granted, I was doing blow, but I also had the ability in those days to make $4,000 or $5,000 a week selling cars. I chose to hustle, and I did that. I would just get stoned. I would get weed on Sundays and get high and clean the office with an iPod on, whatever the fuck, a Walkman on.
Did you get pretty good at it? You seem like you're from a lot of pride in it.
1 hour, dog. And then I would do extra things. He would hire me to paint the offices. So I would do little fucking things for him. Not one fucking hassle that I had with that guy. When I left Boulder, that was only one guy I probably went to. I kept in touch with him. And then when after the earthquake, when all the fucking money went up, when all the, the earthquake here in Los Angeles, a lot of people moved to Boulder, and he made money, and he fucking sold his house, and I lost contact with him. But I can't believe that he was like a fucking angel that came out of it. I had another guy in Boulder. There was a fucking old guy that had a kid and a wife. I told you that I had dated a girl that lived upstairs, so that's where I got the Rocky apartment downstairs. And then I went to Seattle, and I paid rent and shit. And one day I called the house to see if they had gotten my money order for the rent, and I never heard back from them. And then one day I went to do comedy in one part of Seattle, and I see the son, and he goes, "You didn't hear the news? Right after you left, my father got diagnosed with cancer. He got 90 days to live." He goes, "They tried to write you a letter, so they put all your stuff in storage for you and paid for a month. We don't know if you lost it or not." I was heartbroken. I lost my mother's pictures, the baby's toys. I lost a bunch of shit because I was going to go back to Boulder and pick up all my stuff and put it in storage and give away and see the baby. Once he told me that, I was fucking horrified. But that dude had kids and a wife, and he was old. And after I dated that girl and she left, I took the apartment downstairs. Well, me and that guy, I used to come out at night. He'd be out there by himself, and I used to offer him weed. This guy was older than fuck, Lee, and he would take 2 hits of weed, and once a week he would smoke pot with me. And then I started taking him to the movies with me. Like, what are you gonna do? Sit there? Let's go to the movies. So me and him would go to the movies on Monday night. He go, man, I do more than with you than what I do with my kids. I always had that. Like, I never understood people having parents and not getting involved with them. Even you went to 18 movies with your dad. I laughed at you, but I loved every minute of it. You were both high.
That's
you
what
were
we
eating
do,
fucking
man.
Stars.
I mean, that's what him and I like to do. We just we've gone to movies my entire life.
400 episode, motherfuckers. And as usual, we never forgot. You know what I'm saying? Here you go, Lee Syatt. Come over here, sit next to your Uncle Joe. It's time for a fucking... Come on, hurry up before the fucking song ends here. While we're still young. What's with the breathing heavy?
Because I'm already high enough.
No, you're not. You're never high enough, Lee. That's what the problem with America is. Everybody's always high enough. Nobody's high enough. That's why they eat Oxycontins and they... How long does this take, Lee? For the love of fucking Christ, let's do this. We're going deep. It's the 400th episode. People stealing pills from their grandmother. Come on. Let's go. Come on. We used to do... Suck that Negro, Lee. There you go. Lift that fucking thing. That's Grandpa. Drop that knowledge. Love's company. There you go. See? Who's better than you? Look at you. Who the fuck is better than Lee Syatt? There you go. I have respect for Tony Bennett, cocksucker.
Oh, it's not all in. Oh.
The truth of the matter is, let me give some shout outs, real important one right here to my man Mark Pacheco. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, ball sniffer. My man Darren Hughes, Jose Colazo, Michael Mosey, Beautiful Bipolar, my man in Jersey, Joe Kenyon, Joe Ammons Owens, Michael Angelio, Rex Riot, One by One Podcast. Had Hero fucking Junior on smoking it. They're going to be here August fucking 29th. I'll just be getting back on the 30th from the tour. What else is fucking going on? John Cutler, you know, all the motherfuckers that have been with us since day one. Bobby and Crystal, my girl Uki, getting ready for Austin. They're sending you pictures of barbecue.
Oh my God.
I had a talent to send you pictures of salads. You ain't doing no fucking barbecue.
Are you going to come wait in line with us?
Huh?
Are you going to come wait in line with
Not
us?
in a million fucking years.
Come on.
Fuck no, dog. Fuck no. Fuck no.
We'll have to kidnap you and tell you
Fuck
we're taking
no.
you somewhere real close.
You know where I'm staying, and you know where I go to eat 9 meals. That's it. I don't go away. I don't stray from my diet. You want to go wait online and bring me back barbecue? Be my guest. But if not, I'm eating fucking gumbo with a fucking crab and avocado salad as usual.
Is that Papa Do's or Papacitos?
Papa Do's. You know how I roll, bitch.
If Papa Do's had an Airbnb, would you stay at that Airbnb just so you could live?
Upstairs, that comes down with a pole like fucking Batman. That's exactly where I would be, like a fireman. You know those poles they come down? Just like that.
Right as they open at 11 a.m.?
Right when I open, for 2 eggs, bayonets, and a fucking piece of fish. Nice. Red fish for breakfast.
Yeah.
You want to live to your fucking 90, get yourself a nice red fish.
Okay.
2 egg yolks. Eat fucking 2 egg yolks with a piece of fish and see what happens to your body. Nice grilled fish, little blackened, like Cajun style.
You've been trying to get me on this fish. I can't.
I don't understand how the fuck you don't eat fish.
It doesn't
Lee.
taste good.
Never, not. You eat tuna from fucking Subway. This is what you understand. What I'm trying to say to
I
you.
haven't had tuna in Subway for years. But
Okay,
yes.
so at least try something. You don't like salmon.
No. Well,
When you eat sushi, what the fuck do you eat?
I eat tuna
Okay.
and shrimp.
And shrimp.
Yeah, pretty much.
You say I gotta live with people. Tuna and fucking shrimp. What fish have you tried, Lee, that you do
I've
not
tried
like?
everything. I mean, I've tried everything, man.
Like
It's
what?
not.
What have you tried?
I've tried
Break it-
cod. You bake cod. You put
What
breadcrumbs
did
on
it
it.
taste like?
Tastes like fucking fish, man. I don't like. I don't know, but it's in. I will talk about it on an episode later. But I'm signed up for Blue Apron, and their first couple meals they're gonna send me, like, they send like 3 meals a week, and like 1 week has cod and 1 week has salmon. So I'll let you know if I like it now. But as a kid, I didn't like it.
All that stuff is how you prepare it.
Yeah.
You know, I used to have a friend that used to make me a nice piece of fish, a white fish, with a nice texture, and he'd put aluminum foil with garlic and butter and lemon, and I couldn't taste the fish, dog. You just got to figure out a way. I like broiled fish. There's no reason to eat fish if you're going to fucking fry it. If you're going to grill it nice, now we got something to fucking work with.
I forget what comic it was. It might have even been Dane Cook, but it was like, you don't like fish. So if you like, it didn't taste like fish, why are you eating it? Just like eat something else that you like to taste.
But listen, I don't like all fucking fish, Lee.
Me either.
I don't like all the fishes out in the fucking
I don't
ocean.
like lobster. How sad is that?
That you gotta be
That's
smacked in the
depressing.
fucking head. A Jew who don't like lobster, you should be shot, hung, and lit on fire. Fucking, what do you mean you don't like fucking? Oh, but you had the spicy lobster up at that place.
That was fucking delicious, but that
Okay.
was fried and had spicy sauce.
But you don't like lobster dipped in butter?
Nope.
I could see that. You eat clams?
Fried and then clam chowder.
You've never put red sauce on a clam and sucked that motherfucker.
I've done it a couple times. It's what I imagine. It's like to swallow like a blowjob. It's squiggly. It's terrible.
How do you know?
That's what I would. One time, I don't know. But my dad worked at Legal
Hey,
Seafoods, and I
listen,
worked at
man.
Legal
Some
Seafoods.
people
I
go
tried
for it.
everything.
I like it. I don't like.
You know what I like? Swordfish is pretty good, but that's really like meaty. That's like pretty steaky.
It's steaky,
Yeah.
but it's got black spots on it, and when you eat that black spot, it's like fucking emulsive of cod. It's the heart of the fucking fish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you bump into those stains, whatever they're called, I don't know exactly what they're called. It's like, I used to eat a lot of that stuff on kebabs.
Right.
So I take swordfish, cut it, and put it on a kebab with green peppers, onions, bell peppers, and some shrimp. And I'd marinate it in like what's that shit they give you at a Japanese restaurant?
Soy sauce.
No, the other one. The fucking Japanese ones when they throw fucking knives up in the air and shit. I had a sauce like that. I used to marinate the swordfish
No
overnight.
way.
You come home, you put it on the fucking grill. It's all over. See, half of that stuff is the marination, Lee. It's like lamb. You ever have lamb? It ain't the best fucking thing in the world.
Lamb is delicious.
I don't like it in a lot of ways. Like I like veal scallopini and shit like that. But lamb is too gamey for Uncle Joey. Since I was a kid, I'm not big on that last
Lemon
game.
jelly, little lamb.
No,
Oh.
but growing up, Mrs. Hartman used to take the fucking lamb, cut it into cubes, and marinate it for 2 or 3 days. And then she'd take that lamb and put it on a fucking grill. You thought you were eating a kebab, but you were eating a lamb chunk that was juicy, delicious, it would melt in your mouth. And I ate 2,000 of them at one fucking time. And I didn't give a fuck it was lamb. It's how you marinate that stuff. The same thing with fish. My wife makes fucking horrible salmon. God bless her soul, she fucking tries. It's a nightmare. I eat 3 pieces and I gotta throw it away and give it to the cats when she's not looking. The cats are looking at me like, we can't even eat this fucking salmon. It's either dry. Then I was buying it from the place already with the marinade on it, and that was even worse. I talked to my wife about it like a man. I go, I couldn't even eat it, Terry. So she looked at the fucking YouTube. We went over it, and we bought it, and she started buying this garlic butter, and it's completely different now. It's completely different. She marinates it a little bit. She puts it on a fucking grill. It's tremendous. I think fish is marination and how you cook and preparation.
I'm down to try it, man. I actually,
You have this urge to fucking become the chef of the future lately. You bought the fucking kettle pot, the crock
It was
pot.
great. It was great. I had
No, and I like that you do. Lee,
dude, I've ate out
I
consistently
gotta tell you
for
something.
years.
The other night I had a conversation with Lee that my head almost blew up at 1 in the morning. The next morning I realized that sometimes Lee is just crazy. And you know what, man? Marijuana makes you do some fucking weird shit. Because when I first invested in those stars, I couldn't stop. That banana bread had us going crazy for a while. First off, you're eating a piece of fucking pound cake with chocolate chips in it. And eggs and butter. Yeah, it can't be good for you. That clogs up your fucking arteries.
Right.
And now you're eating potato chip stuff and fucking, what was I stuffing in my face for a few weeks? Those captain's booties.
Oh, pirate booty.
Pirate booties that belong to my daughter. My wife would be
Those are
furious.
good, and those aren't very many calories.
Listen, I don't give a fuck. You shouldn't be eating those fucking things. The other night, Lee told me he got wings from where?
Pizza Hut.
Now, wait a second. No.
Okay, I went to Big Wings once. I don't like Big Wings.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The one I had an experience that was not good. There's no Buffalo Wild Wings that close. You one time, for your honors, for Exhibit A, one time you had Pizza Hut at your daughter's event, I think, and it was delicious.
She's 3. She wanted pizza. When you're 3 and you want pizza, first of all the pizza's so bad in this fucking town that it doesn't matter. The reason why I got Pizza Hut is because on Friday at school, they get Pizza Hut. So when she told me she wanted pizza, I got Pizza Hut. Did I enjoy it? I thought it was fucking garbage.
I didn't see you saying it was garbage.
Well, I can't hurt her feelings and say this pizza sucks dick.
She doesn't know if you eat all the slices.
She eats the cheese. My point taken, that was the only time I ordered Lee. Because there was a 3-year-old that wanted pizza, and I wanted to get her the same pizza they eat at the school.
Well,
I would never...
Well, then I'm a 3-year-old at heart.
Ever in my wildest imagination, just because of something embedded in me, would I disrespect who the fuck I am at any level, at any point in my life. Even when I was doing 8 balls of blow and I had no respect for myself, would I disrespect myself by eating that fucking pizza and letting people know I gave up on society and I gave up on fucking... I can't do that.
Well, that's why I got wings. I only got wings.
So you just called down there and got 6 wings and they delivered...
No, I got 8 wings and I picked it up.
8 wings. You went all the way down there for 8 fucking
there.
Little AIDS infested
I was already
wings.
there and they were good. They were big wings.
I just can't believe that. You have no idea. You see the workout he posted today, guys? I got to be honest with you guys, and I'm not blowing smoke up Lee's ass. Half of you guys that listen to the podcast cannot do that workout he did today. And I know somewhere Lee stopped and breathed heavy.
No.
But I will tell you, a lot of people can't do that. That's what pisses me off about Lee.
Breathed heavy the whole time.
That at this age, he puts this much work in to go over there and get yourself 8 wings that are not only... I mean, listen, we're all trying to be fucking individuals here in this time of fakeness. You know, if you were watching this, guys, I don't give a fuck about a lot of things. I was trying to explain this to my wife. My wife is a Gentile. My wife is a fucking Gentile. I don't know, guys. I don't know if it was a retardation. I don't know if it's because my grandmother was married to a second cousin. I don't know what the fuck it is. But when I was a kid, I didn't really care for what society cared about. There was just something weird about the media to me growing up. I didn't like how they'd say things. I didn't like how they'd interview people. As a child, I remember going, what the fuck is that? Interviewing somebody, there's a murder outside, you know, like shit like that. I never liked it. I don't know, Lee, I was always a weird kid.
It just didn't add up to you.
You know, as I got older, I didn't like Saturday Night Live. I didn't believe what the fuck, you know, whatever. And I gotta tell you something, I really don't give a fuck. When people come up to me and tell me these things, like I'm looking at them like, you have time to give a fuck about this. And I feel like there's a lot of people like that, you know, just sometimes we all do. When I went through that divorce, that's all I thought about. You know, I was involved with my daughter in the divorce and my feelings were hurt. So all we had to do was talk for 3 minutes. And I would tell you about my anger and how she was a fucking dirty bitch. And I get it. I get that. I get you coming up to me and being upset because you and Paula break up. I understand that. But for you to come up to me and be throwing things because Bernie Sanders gave the delegation to whatever, or there was just so many things that I've seen of bullshit. And you know how I know they're bullshit? Because I know they don't give a fuck. Nothing bothers me more when people really don't give a fuck and they make believe they give a fuck.
It's every 4 to 8 years.
You know, brother, if you give a fuck, do me a favor. Go down and live at those fucking projects with them for a month. And get some cops down there. And we'll make sure there's no shootings down there. We'll make sure, we'll let them know Obama's in that motherfucker. But you would never do that. You would always sleep in your bed. These politicians, they go up there. And I saw this as a young child. And we've discussed this before. As a young child, I saw people just talking. They don't give a fuck about you. They're just going after you. So tonight as I was leaving, the fucking VP on Hillary Clinton was talking Spanish. The worst Spanish you ever heard in your life. Meanwhile, he's got a green fucking Spanish dude that he whips back there once a week and hasn't given him a raise in 18 fucking years. Because, you know, it's just like, guys, there's times I want to fucking pack my bags and just move somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere simple in a fucking jungle where you got to send me telegrams through a monkey who gives it to a bird.
I'm down.
Who gives it to you, because this is just, it's become something. And in the middle of all this, you got fucking people chasing people in parking lots, which I didn't know what people were talking about. Listen, I don't know what people are talking about when they talk about Pokemon. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I have no fucking idea. I don't know nothing. When I was a kid, I think Pokemon was around. You know what? I'm not interested. But the fucking parking lots and shit, parks filled with people, Central Park.
Did you see that guy rammed into a cop car?
No wonder fucking ISIS is getting stronger by the fucking day. Every day we do something stupid, ISIS gets stronger. I can't believe we get hacked and we blame it on the fucking Russians. Right away they blame it on the Russians did it. The Russians did it. Trump paid the Russians to fucking... We live in this fucking... and it's so... Oh, my God. When people were crying that she got nominated, I'm looking at this going, oh... They just bought into the Lilith Fair. If you think the Obama fucking purple... Fucking... What did they give those people to drink in Jonestown? Kool-Aid. They gave them fucking Kool-Aid. Wasn't bad enough. Now they're going to get these people hooked on. And listen, I got a daughter. I got a fucking wife. I was raised by a single mom. I want women to fucking thrive. But Hillary Clinton is the fucking devil incarnate, dog.
Yeah, she ruined. And there have been other women for other parties nominated, so there's that. And then, but even
poor Bernie Sanders, when he said to her, you could see he was eating. I don't know what they gave that poor guy. I don't know what they gave him. I guess they fucking chiseled him out of votes. The GNC. What's the place you get the vitamins? I don't fucking know.
The GNC and the
DNC and the GNC fucked him up. Poor Bernie Sanders. Listen, politics is fucking dirty, guys.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. This is going to be in the history books.
Fucking filth. Oh, yeah, it's going to be in the history books because of the filth. And you know what? It really doesn't matter at the end. We're still going to have to fucking get weapons and protect ourselves. We still got to fucking wake up every goddamn morning and fucking work. You still got to do jumping jacks. You still got to hug your kids. And it doesn't really fucking matter.
Not to talk about politics, but what about the people who, for both conventions, watched like the everyday 24-hour-a-day CNN coverage of it and watched all the speeches?
I throw my wife out. I tell her, you got to go. You got to go get some sun. Today she went to the park and did 2 laps. Came back sweating and shit. She's like, Joey, I ran today because I was too late for yoga. Yeah, because you got to get out. She'll sit there believing all that shit. I won't let her get involved. She calls her dad and they talk. Those 2 fucking geniuses back in Tennessee, you know.
Let me guess, her dad's very pro-Bernie. He felt the burn?
I have no fucking idea. I never got involved, dog. I don't even ask. I don't even fucking ask. Do you understand me? I don't know nothing. That's the rule of the church. You don't know nothing. You don't want to know nothing. Once they start talking about that, you do that noise. Beep. Hold on, I got another call. And you hang up on them. And then they fucking call back. They don't know.
I just imagine you doing that to them in person.
I do that all the time because they don't have call waiting.
No, I'm saying like you're having.
There's times I call my in-laws and they don't have call waiting.
Right.
So I fuck with them from time to time. Sometimes I'm on the phone with them and he starts going off about girls softball and the girl threw a fireball. And hold on, we got another call. Beep. I just hang up on him. And then my wife calls him back. What happened? I don't know. The phone went dead. I'm there talking to my girl sophomore. And then him and her get on the phone. I got saved. You know how I'm dog, please. I always have an escape route.
Oh my god.
I'm worse than Spider-Man. I always have a fucking escape route.
But what do you do? How do you get out of conversations in person? Because that's what I thought you meant. I thought you were going to say to someone in person, boop, I got another call, just walk away.
All right. First off, you see somebody coming, you go for the fucking iPhone. You put that phone up there, and you put a sad face on like your uncle died. That's the only way you're going to shake him, dog.
Is that like different? Like not as sad as like a parent dying,
No.
but not as sad as like.
They can't be that fucking retarded and talk to you after you drop that bomb on them. They can't be that fucking retarded.
They might want to console you though.
Yeah, okay, console me and keep walking. Keep fucking walking. I don't want to talk to nobody. I got to make funeral arrangements here. Keep fucking walking here. What the fuck you want to talk about? I think the worst thing ever done to me was my wife forgot an ingredient in something she was about to cook. And right before I killed her, she sent me on a mission. This is when we lived on Schrader in Hollywood.
It's the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
Oh, whatever. And I'm sitting there, but the problem was this wasn't at Ralph's. I didn't have to go 2 blocks away. I had to go up to fucking Cahuenga to the Spanish supermarket.
Okay.
They have a what do you call that shit?
Deli?
A Mexican supermarket on Cahuenga, right before the 101 on the left-hand side. I think some Arabs bought it, but I used to go there when it was Mexicans. They'd have the chickens hanging.
Nice.
They roasted chickens. They had a little Mexican food every day. They had soups. They were working under the radar, you know what I'm saying? But they made a mistake on coconut water. They were giving you the big ones for $1.50 when they were $10.99. I was going in there and buying 10 of them. Those Mexicans didn't know what was going on.
I love that you found a good deal.
Oh my God, they didn't know. They would make everybody else had them for like $8. They were selling them for $1.99. They made a mistake. They thought it was the 16 ounces. They really had like the 32. I was going in there every day and getting 2 or 3 of them for fucking $2 a piece. Nobody knew. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I didn't tell nobody about that sale. This was a nice little Spanish market right on Cahuenga. And they had nice steaks, cheap, nice pork chops. You could go in there. They had fresh meat on a daily. It wasn't a corporation, you know what I'm saying? It was just a couple Mexicans, the same ones you see up here on Burbank Boulevard. But you get nice meat up there. That one place right there where we drive past all the time on Burbank Boulevard and fucking Vineland.
The Carnicieras or whatever?
It's like they have the photos and all that. They got like pho and Chinese cuisine. I would never go in there because they're mixing flags. I go in there and I order lo mein, they give me pho. I got to stab one of those Asians, you understand? I got to go out of there flaming with fucking knives. So, but next to that place is a Mexican market where they got the goats back there and you get them stabbing animals and chickens. It's as fresh as fuck. They got those soups with the chicken's feet in them in there. I went in there one time. I'm like, I got to bring Lee in here. This is real fucking Bogota right here.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you could get the soup and the chicken's feet are in the fucking soup.
Can I not get that? Can I order the?
No, you gotta. How you gonna marry that chick if you never? What if they break that out at the fucking
feet.
wedding?
They don't take nothing out.
No.
At her house.
What do you think? What do you think they're gonna cook at the wedding in front of your mother?
Hopefully a bunch of delicious tacos.
But anyway, to get back to the fucking conversation we were talking about.
Right.
I wish you don't do comedy. It's dumb for you to do comedy, but I want you to experience it. I wish that one day, which the day is going to happen, somebody calls you up and says, do you want to be an extra in a movie? It's only going to take 2 hours. I just want you to walk in and say, suck my dick. And you're going to do that. And then someday somebody's going to contact you for a real movie. And I want you to do that. And you're going to come to me and say, Joe, I got a letter from the union. They want $3,000. I'll never act again. But Lee, someday all these things add up. And one day, when podcasting goes to where this is going to go, and I'm dead and buried, you're going to be telling people, you've been doing this for 30 fucking years. And you're going to be 50 years old, and you're going to command a big salary. By that time, who knows if there'll be television? You'll be like the next Maury Schaefer.
Well, thank you, man. But, I mean, you're always very nice to me.
Remember a couple weeks ago we talked about me going to the I.O. and you were in shock? Weren't you there? Was I having this conversation with you?
I don't know.
And you said to me, why would you write sketches? Was it you? Were we in front of Flappers? Remember we were on the side?
Maybe.
And I told them for a while I thought I was going to be a writer
Oh, yeah.
for I.O. And I went and took sketch writing 1 and 2 and 3. And they go, what did you get from it? And I go, I realized I was better than the teachers writing the sketch. But I still went in there. Did I want to be a sketch writer? No.
Right.
But maybe I might learn something. I paid money to pay for those sketches. And between you and I wouldn't say this to you, I was better than those fucking morons. They weren't doing nothing better than me.
No.
No, they weren't writing from Saturday Night Live. They were writing for like some fucking show on the channel that was before E. Whatever before E. E, when it was Girls Behaving Badly. Remember that show? The guy was like an assistant writer for that.
Oh, okay.
And he was teaching a course for like $200, like the same thing they tried to do to you at Flappers. So he was an unqualified guy to teach this fucking job.
So, yeah, it was a waste of time.
Dog, did I tell you an Asian chick came up to me today and solicited me when I went to buy this fucking bong? And I gotta tell you something, it blew my mind. Like, all my circuits went.
What'd you say?
What do you think I said?
What'd she say?
It was the most subtle fucking thing in the world. It was an Asian girl and a white girl.
Okay.
Did they look like hookers? Not in a million fucking years.
White girl was the muscle?
White girl was the smoker. Okay. Chinese girl was in there. Short skirt, nice shoes. Did she pass as a hooker? Not in a million years to me. So after I got in the car, I made a left and I made a right just to see if the cops were following me. I was on Lancashire and I pulled out of there and I went to the gym and I made that sharp left. And then when I got to Tahunga, I made the sharp right. And I made sure there was no cops following me. It scared the fuck out of me.
After she propositioned you?
She propositioned me in the weirdest way. Okay, so after I got in the car is when I really thought about it. I've never liked Lancashire. In fact, who got propositioned 5 years ago at a club in Lancashire? Lee Syatt. Guys, Lancashire
Creepy as fuck at
is
night.
creepy as fuck at night. And the Ha Ha Cafe is there. But now it's on the other side. And I haven't seen nothing creepy on that side. It's really nice on that side of Lancashire. Lancashire is cut in half by Riverside, maybe, or one of those, Camarillo, or one of those, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not fucking map. Google it, cocksuckers. But the other side, when we first moved here, Lee lived in Sherman Oaks. So at night, we would do the podcast, and we would meet at night at the Ha, and we would stand outside and see the amount of women walking by single. And I would sit there and go, something's not fucking right. Because they're not walking on the club side. Remember where the girl took you and propositioned you in the bar?
Right, yeah.
Whatever the name of that bar is, Stinkies or Sketchies. If they were walking on that side, I get it that they parked and walked to the club.
Right.
But they would walk on that side. And they were, A, always dressed okay. B, they didn't look hookery. They were pros. They didn't make eye contact with you, but I would sit there and go, what an uncommon amount of single girls walking on Lancashire every fucking night.
Yeah, you wouldn't think there were hookers.
Right, especially when the action's that way. Okay, so the train gets off.
Okay.
But that's still fucking 4 blocks from the fucking train.
Yeah, at least.
What woman would walk fucking more than 4 fucking blocks at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at fucking night, Lee? So something wasn't right. And then I saw somebody started telling me more. I asked, Junior, and I asked Jack, and they started telling me by that corner, that mattress store, there's a hotel. There's a hotel off Lancashire. You make a left. Right when you pass over that, there's a vitamin store. I used to get weed there. I used to do the theater there. That first right, there's a hotel in there.
Okay.
And I didn't see him till that day there. I saw a black chick out there like a year later in the daytime. And then I put 2 and 2 together. So nothing. You know me, dog. Now, years ago, when I first lived in Sunset, There was one day I went outside and there was cops everywhere with fucking guys running away from cars and shit. And I found out later that if you pull over for a hooker on Sunset, okay, so think about this, that if she propositions you or you proposition her, I really don't know the rules, that they give you a ticket and they take your car. So, dog, when I was on Sunset and if I saw those things, I just looked straight and fucking put the windows up and locked the doors just in case, Lee. I didn't know in those days. In those days, Sunset was really bad, you know.
I would always think that they would be the cops. How could they not? I don't know if you remember. I don't think you ever went up there, but I used to live on
Van Nuys.
No, even worse, Sherman Way in Sepulveda, and driving up and down Sepulveda at night. It was like what they tell you hookers look like in movies.
No, but they in cars?
No, well, a couple times, like I would see them, like this one time at a gas station, one pulled up and they went and got condoms. There's a Ralph's over there on Burbank, and a couple of them got dropped off over there, I saw. But most of them are just walking up and down. The craziest one was when I was going to work at like 9 in the morning, and there was one walk still at 9 in the morning. I would always think one of those would be a cop. I would never just pull over, especially now with all the internet stuff. Oof. And even I would think the internet people would be cops too. So I don't know. I don't think I could ever do it.
Well, today was the slickest move ever. I couldn't go to jiu-jitsu because I still didn't feel it. So I had a meeting. I left the house about 10. I went to the weed store. I dropped the baby off at school first with my wife. I went home. I sent some emails. Boom. 10 o'clock, I went to the weed store. I had to go to CVS. I had to pick up some notebooks for tomorrow. And then I shot over to the coffee shop and I wrote for a while. Then I went back to the house, ate lunch, and then I went to my 1 o'clock meeting. So this is what I'm trying to chronological the day is so people know why my mind is blown. I went to the meeting. I probably talked to the guy for like an hour, 15 minutes. I got in my car. I remembered. I missed a call from Lee because my phone was in my bag. I didn't know that at that time. I got in my car and I shot over to get the bong. I was thinking about calling you because I was hungry at that time. I was a little hungry. And when you don't eat for a day, you want to eat something dirty. Like you crave grease. Like the other night I told my wife I craved donuts at 2 in the morning.
Oh.
Those powdered donuts that come in the 6 packets that are disgusting.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten those in
Delicious.
20 years. That's how sick I was.
Oh, we didn't even finish that conversation.
So I got to Riverside. I went to Lancashire and boom, I parked in front of the bong store.
Right.
And as I walk in, there's a white girl with an Asian girl. Now between you and me, the Asian girl's got to be 28, 29. She's, I don't know what descent she is. She's not Filipino or darker or Thai. She's either Japanese or Chinese.
And just like a 7, like not like super pretty, but like
Pretty face. No, pretty face did not look like a hooker at all to me. And then the white girl was like a 7 too. You know, they were both dressed okay, whatever. And then I went in, the guy goes, "Hey, give me 1 minute. Good to see you. What happened?" And I go, "We left the bong in the bathroom and somebody stole it." So he rang them up. And then he walked over to me. And they stayed looking at candy, you know, the places.
right.
And he goes, "Which one?" I go, "Give me that one." And he goes, "It says 40, no discount." But I go, "Just keep the 40, bro. You're a good dude and shit." And as I grabbed the bong, she was right there. She goes, "Nice bong. You want a party?" And I didn't know what the fuck to say, Lee. You know me, I just froze. She
Yeah.
had to be 28 years old. I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. And I go, "Me? No. I gotta get home. I'm running late." I said something cowardly, something stupid. And then as I opened the door, I let them go out first. And that's when she turned. She goes, "I don't know what type of party you were talking about. I'm talking about a real party. You could either have me or you could have both of us." She goes, "We could work something out." And I just looked at her and kept walking, Lee Syatt. Beep, beep. I opened up my car. I got in it. I started the car and I drove away like a little fucking sissy that I am.
Did you get like a boner?
No.
No.
I had the opposite of a fucking boner. I had the feeling that the cops were about to jump on me from every direction just for opening up the door for them. And I was going to get shaken down on Lancashire in front of all my friends, and people would see me and my wife would ask me what happened. And that's what I was fucking concerned about, because that, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're concerned about when you're a fucking...
Fuck. So none of it was sexual. You thought it was a trap.
I just didn't understand why a woman would say that at 3 in the fucking afternoon, Lee, if it was even that. On Lancashire Boulevard.
She's an entrepreneur.
No, I didn't know. Nothing. Something didn't smell fucking right, dog.
I don't blame you. I don't think I would.
Dog, I would never solicit them anyway, and I would have never. Sometimes they talk to you, and you know, like you get a feel like if it's a black chick and she talks to you, sometimes you, oh fuck yeah, you gotta have fun with them. You just can't dismiss them and run away. Like on the way out of the MGM Grand at 6 in the morning to catch a plane. Hilarious. They'll come right up. You know me, I always get a coffee, and I try to smoke a joint and play a fucking video game for 10 minutes before I get in the fucking car for $20.
And at 6 a.m. they just come right up to you?
5 a.m. They'll come right up to you, and you know what? They'll sit there, and you know what, man? You could talk to them and break their balls. Like, they're like, come on, honey, you still got your room key? Fuck yeah, I still got my room key. What do you think? You want to go upstairs and have a date? Come on, cancel your flight. This is the best pussy you've ever had. And you just keep fucking playing and giggling. You know the cameras are watching you. So I don't touch them. I don't even make eye contact. I just go, listen, the cameras are watching you. Sit tight. Show me the fucking goods. Let me see that. Speak to me, oh toothless one. Or I'll say something crazy, and they'll say, show me the cash. And I go, listen, I got to catch a 6:35 flight. I got shit to do. And they giggle, and they run away, or they'll ask me if I was in a movie, or if I was in The Longest Ride, if I want to have a date. And I giggle with them. These chicks were too uptightly.
Jesus.
There was no foreplay. There was no what type of reefer do you like. There was no type of, I've seen you on Periscope.
No salesmanship.
There was no salesmanship. If they were undercover cops to do something. And it was funny because when I drove around, I saw a cop car on Magnolia. Again, that's my drug dealer, old school paranoia. I do not do cocaine anymore. I wouldn't be paranoid. But it's funny, by the time I got to Magnolia, I saw a cop car patrolling. So you never fucking know, Lee. You never know who the fuck you're talking to. Can you imagine, Lee? What would you do? You go into the, you're nice Johnny Sweetness. You asked me, you want me to go buy a bong? And I said, no, I'll go. What would you have done if you would have fucking walked in there at 3 in the afternoon and China Wong and her fucking hot assistant, no money was ever said nothing.
See, I was kind of stupid. I was like, maybe she just wants to smoke the bong and then hook up. Like, when she said party, I was like, oh, maybe.
Fuck no. When a girl looks like that, she has her own weed. Why would she want to smoke with some fat fucking old degenerate like me? Are you fucking crazy? If she would have came to me and said anything else but the way she did, I would have probably been in jail right now because I would have talked to her. And then you know what I would have done? I would have goofed on her.
What do you mean goofed on her?
I would have asked her for how much, and she would have said 500. I go, 500? Come on, I got like $22.50. And then she would have said, $22.50. What is that in? I'm one of those idiots.
Right.
Because I like to make fucking fun of them and shit. Like, how about I give you?
Yeah, you've done that for years.
$32 and a pair of fucking socks from Roomie.
Yeah, your torturing could have almost got you on like to catch a predator or something.
Yeah, so I didn't even. If they would have had a sense of humor and said, "Listen, we'll call girls. We're staying at the hotel down the block. Are you interested in going to a party?" I would say, nah. How long you girls been doing this? I would have done like a fake background check and shit. Maybe I'll have some Armenians go over there and visit you. I don't know nobody. Who the fuck do I know? I know who you fucking know, me.
I was thinking, we were talking about it in a different way, but I was thinking about it in this way, man. LA is a crazy fucking place. Just like in the place where I grew up, I would never there would never be someone propositioning someone. Like this place is crazy on every fucking level.
When I was growing up, I never saw a hooker on the streets of North Bergen, New Jersey, Union City. You know, I didn't know where you contacted them at that age. I didn't know, and I didn't want to know. When I got to be about 16, there was a rumor going around on a woman that lived on 81st Street, and whenever the light was on, you knocked on the door, and for $40, she sucked your dick.
Oh, $40. I would have done that every day.
$40 in 1980 was really $80, Lee. I never went over there. I was always scared. But that was the only direct. I didn't know what she looked like. I never met her. And then years later, I saw hookers in Manhattan. They used to hang out by that fucking thing by the Lincoln Tunnel. It's funny when, you know, my daughter goes to school in the area. There's a park close by.
It's the worst park.
And it's so funny that sometimes I'm driving at 9:30 in the morning and I'll see a fucking hooker. And me and my wife would just look at each other like, what the fuck?
It's 9:30 in the morning.
Were you with me one time when we saw one and with Josh Wolf over at the thing and she waved?
I saw her years ago. I don't know if you remember. We went to Panera one morning randomly before the podcast even started. I think I don't even remember why we were there. And the girl with the blonde hair that would always walk through the surrounding towns. You saw her and you pointed her out, and that was like years ago. That was like at least 3 years ago.
She was black with a wig.
Yeah, with the blonde wig.
And I showed her to Josh Wolf. I used to see her all the fucking time, and one day I was like, oh my god. I saw her by Gelson's, by the white supermarket, and she was banging those old Jews in the corner. She was taking their fucking lunch money and sucking their dick. You think I'm kidding you? Who else goes to Gelson's? Mexicans don't go to Gelson's. Black people don't go to Gelson's. Jews and these fucking Gentiles go to Gelson's. So she would fucking suck dick over at Gelson's. There's no cops ever at Gelson's.
No, that's a good place to suck dick, I guess.
Listen, I don't fucking know what he bothered me for. What's the conversation you wanted to talk about?
Oh, I just wanted to finish up the wings conversation. So, and you
What's
said
the fucking finish up?
Well, you said the chef of the future. I got a crock pot, and because you kept saying like, oh, the weed and you eating, like as I was eating the wings that night, I was like, I'm not even it got to the point where I'm not even enjoying it, and I couldn't even blame it on the weed. I wasn't even that hungry from the weed. I was like, fuck. So I got this crock pot and cranberry chicken and brown rice.
How was it?
Pretty good.
That means it sucked ass. pretty good.
It's not as good as the wings, but
no.
Brown rice is never that great, especially reheated. But you know what I love? I know it's not great for you, but corn on the cob. It's better than French fries.
Oh, it's better than French fries. You're absolutely. It's better than a pint of fucking ice cream. A little bit of butter, maybe some. Oh, you put spray butter on to save your lungs.
No, well, last night I put actual butter on. Tonight I made a bowl, so I just cut it off plain.
Come on. So you're eating healthy. You feel better.
It was just you basically saying, why am I doing those workouts and then eating and ruining it? I don't know why. It's weird. Food, it just, and at that point, like I said, I wasn't even enjoying it.
I ended up at 418 pounds. Not because I was making the best fucking choices. 418 pounds. I couldn't do a tenth of what I was doing, what I'm doing today at the age of 44 years old. I would never want that for anybody.
How much of a jiu-jitsu class would you make through at 418? How long into a jiu-jitsu class would you make at 418, do you think?
So 11 years off 40, 53 is 42.
Okay.
At 42, the guy at the Y, I could not walk up a fucking thing in 3 minutes. What the fuck do you think I would have done in jiu-jitsu? I could not walk an elliptical machine. No, the other one, the flat one that you elevate.
The treadmill.
Treadmill for 3 fucking minutes without turning fucking purple. One time I had a heart examination and they put the ink in your heart and they put you on the treadmill and they fucking speed it up. I thought I was gonna have a fucking heart attack. They're like, don't worry about it. If you, before the heart attack, you go into a coma, we'll save your life. I'm like, are you fucking retarded?
Oh my god. That's not something you want to hear before you get on the treadmill.
No. So, I was in that bad a shape. What do you mean jujitsu? I couldn't fucking bend.
And now you're doing 3 classes a day.
No, I do the drill class, which is half and half. You break a little fucking sweat and shit. You warm up. You stretch, and then you do the regular class, and then you do the mobility class, which is a half-hour class.
3 classes.
It's 3 15-minute exercises. Dog, I'm fucking sore today. I don't know. I was going to go to jiu-jitsu today, but I'm still fucked up from the thing. I didn't want to kill my body today and start sweating. I want to build it up a little bit. So tomorrow I can't do. I got a writing session tomorrow for the special, and I'll go back on Friday. And I'm taking my wife to date afternoon. We'll go see Born Supremacy in one of those fucking things.
You know what you should see is Mike and Dave need wedding dates. It was fucking. It was funny. It was funny. I promise you. I promise you it was funny. I promise you it was funny.
You also watch 30 Rock, and you watch.
But you know what?
You watch.
You like Zac Efron.
Shit.
You like Zac Efron, and the fucking girl.
Leave me alone,
the girls
man.
in it were great.
Leave me alone. You know I don't want to watch that shit.
It was so good.
Don't recommend nothing to me because if it's really
I
bad,
didn't want to see it either. It looked terrible.
I have to marry you. Yeah,
you have to get really high, and watch.
That's not a bad fucking. That's always a bad sign.
No, it's not. It was fucking. We died laughing. It was the whole theater was dying. The whole theater loved it.
You die by yourself, right? Leave me the fuck alone. You gotta fucking depress me and shit.
Who's depressing you? It's a
you
good
are
movie.
with bad fucking selections. And
No,
shit.
it was a good movie. I promise you.
You think I want to go see Jason fucking Bourne?
Yeah. Why
No,
not?
I don't want to go see that shit.
You don't like Matt Damon
I got
anymore?
shit to do. I don't like none of that shit. I love Matt Damon, but after he sucked Liberace's dick, I lost all respect from that movie.
So you just have work to do? You?
It's a fucking joke.
No,
Lee.
I know.
Lee, I don't know. I just don't want to watch 3 hours. But my wife wants to go. We get popcorn. We hold hands. We go get a fucking burger, and everybody's happy. That's what a family's about, right? Because Saturday she's back to the grind. I got a meeting Saturday at 10, so she can't go to yoga. Sunday she's got church. Monday, and it goes on. You know what I'm saying? It never ends. The week after that, I go away. I go to Cherokee Casino next Friday. And then the following week, I'm in fucking Denver banging it out with these animals. Then the week after that, I'm off. And then I go to fucking Oddball. Then I go to Austin. We go to Austin.
Nice.
And then I go to fucking New York City. No, we got our hands full, dog. This Friday, I got the motherfucking Ice House. 10:15, you're going to be out of town, but that's good. You're taking the wife on a little rendezvous. When does the class end?
The bar ends tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So you're picking her up tomorrow night?
Well, actually, what she did was, because she is staying at a hotel because it's like next to the bar, so she booked the next day just so she didn't have to check out. So I'm gonna go there, hang out at the hotel there, and then we'll go to Newport.
No, wait a
there.
second. Before I hear there, are there other people in the room?
No.
You're not gonna play that Harvey Homo game? Go hang out with other girls and boys in the room, and
No, she doesn't.
it's just you and her with a tub.
Her and
Room
I get along
service.
very well. She doesn't want to see anybody.
Done. It's over. You're putting "Do Not Disturb" in Spanish.
And I took a page out of your book today. I went over and I dropped off some candy and some just some snacks for them, and they actually let me into the hotel room, which was kind of surprising. But they let me into the hotel room and set it up, and it made her night because she was it's. Anyone out there who's ever taken the bar or anything, it's a fucking long experience. So I'm glad I didn't do it.
So then Friday morning you wake up.
Yeah.
You get 2 eggs.
Right.
You get a piece of fucking fish. Some potatoes. Throw some potatoes in there Friday.
Okay. What fish do you recommend I get for
I don't
my eggs?
fucking know that.
You gotta have a recommendation. I don't have any.
Lee, I'm terrible with that shit.
Does lox on a bagel count?
If you like lox, Lee, but I don't understand how you like lox and you don't like it cooked.
I don't know. It's a fucked up world.
Let's try it.
I'll try
get
anything.
the salmon next time, and don't get cheap salmon. Get a nice piece
Blue
of
Apron
salmon.
is sending me salmon in like 4 weeks.
Okay, and they send the fucking nice sauce with it.
Right, yeah.
Blue Apron don't fuck around. They send the nice sauce. You'll like it. It doesn't come out that dry if you stick right to it. So then Friday, where you going? You get in the car.
We're going to we're going to Newport. I took your advice.
Look at you and shit.
Oh shit.
And then and you're down there. You got a view of the beach.
Close to the beach. I don't know if it's on the beach, because on the beach is fucking like $800 a night, which is crazy. But it's actually where we went for our first anniversary.
Now, when you go to these beach places, do you go on computer sites Expedia and stuff like that, and check it out. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to see what you do.
absolutely, dude. I spent so much time.
Now, what website do you go on when you want to travel?
I went on all of them. I went on Trivago, which I kind of like, except when I went on, like, it said there was a certain deal, and then when you click on it, suddenly it's not available. What I actually did, and this is how we actually got it the first time, and you're gonna think I'm a cheap bastard, but it actually worked out. They all have these things like, we're not gonna tell you where you're gonna stay, but it's this star level. So we did that 2 years ago, and I literally spent like 14 hours one day looking at different things. I told you I wanted to go to Palm Springs, but you're like, that takes 3 hours some days. So I was like, I don't want to drive that long. So, and I decided on Newport.
Listen,
like
who the fuck wants
morning,
to go to the desert? A horse with no name. You live in California. Who wants to? What are you gonna do in the desert? Walk around, get bit by a fucking snake?
But we don't do anything anyway. We just like hanging out.
You just like hanging out and getting room service and watching TV. I ain't mad at you. I like doing the same fucking thing.
So yeah, so that's at like 2 a.m. I think it was actually the night I took acid. Yeah, at 2 a.m. I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do one of those deals again. And I got it's a beautiful hotel. It's like the Fairmont Newport. I called up at 2 a.m. high on fucking acid, and I was like, hey man, we're here for our anniversary. Can we get like a nice room? He's like, oh yeah, I see on here you have a such and such room facing the pool area. I was like, can I get it high up? He's like, sure. I called at 2 a.m. high on acid.
So let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
How high do you want to get? What if there's an earthquake? You and Paula got to jump. Like two fucking mooks in a fucking mookville. You get the first or the second floor.
You can't get that because then there's parties and they're walking around and they're loud people. We don't want to be away from
You're
that.
facing the pool anyway. You're not gonna really fucking sleep late, and it's a bungalow beach. You're gonna hear people.
No, it's up high. It's good. And then
what if there's an earthquake? You gotta jump.
No, I
what
can't
if
live
there's
like
a
that.
fucking
Because you know what happened today? I was driving back from Pasadena, and they have those fucking highway overpasses and underpasses where you're either on like big stilts or you're passing under a highway. And as you're doing it, you're just like, I'm gonna die one day going under one of these because it's just gonna fall off and smush me, or I'm gonna be on top of it and it's gonna fall and it's gonna crash and fall. So you can't let that fear ruin your life. Get a higher room.
Again, what if you're on the 6th floor and there's a fire? You gotta jump. You and Paula. Get the 2nd floor. Cut a deal, will you? You want to be up there. Last week I checked into a hotel. They put me on the 12th floor.
That's a good floor.
I just mad dogged the guy. He goes, you fucking kidding me? Put me on the 2nd floor. Fucking gonna put me on the 12th floor. There's a fire. I gotta jump out. 2, 3, you could jump and live. If there's an explosion on the 3rd floor, God forbid, you've been a good soul, you won't blow up. That gives you a chance to wake up, pack up the sleep apnea machine, and take your best jump. You understand me? Jump, keep your legs light, you'll break both ankles, but you live. The 12th floor, you ain't gonna live, dog. You're gonna go down like a missile. You're gonna have a heart attack in the air, I know you.
Yeah, but what do you say to the person on the phone? You're like, hey man,
no, listen,
what if there's an earthquake?
I like the 3rd floor. What the fuck?
I like the 3rd floor.
That's right. I feel lucky. I feel more comfortable on the 3rd floor. What would it cost me to put me in the 3rd floor where it's quiet? That's how you work that motherfucker, dog. I'm trying to fucking hook you up here. If there's an emergency, and it's even better if you're closer to the back door. You know why?
You can sneak out.
And smoke dope out there and sneak back into your room, and they blame it on the dude on the 4th floor because you woke up to the 4th floor and smoked a joint. They don't have cameras in those hallways. A lot of times I go to these towns, it's fucking freezing. What do you think, I'm gonna walk around like fucking Johnny Mook? I'm in a nice hotel, I look around, I open up the door, I take an elevator up, I do a bunch of stunts. Sometimes the roof is open.
You cause terror. Someone's like, I don't smoke pot. I promise.
Listen to me, dog. I'll go up to
it's like an AA floor.
I'll go up 3 or 4 floors up, go into the hallway and smoke dope and leave the joint on the pipe for them burning. And then get on the elevator. I'll put like mint in my mouth and take 3 hits of the vapor pen, and I'll get back to the elevator. As long as I get to my room unseen, within 10 minutes, the whole hotel will be on the 12th floor. That's how you rock the fucking hotel.
Oh my god.
That one time in Tempe, that is the most fun I had in a long time, Lee. But that's where my mind is. The place in Tempe had 3 stories. But on the second story, they had a smoking lounge that faced the inside of the hotel.
Okay.
So you walk into the hotel, people, and right there you check in. But then, to get to your room, you have to walk away from that area and walk across this tremendous palazzo, pool, restaurant, and business. When people get together for businesses conferences,
right?
And they're unbelievable. These bungalows, Lee. These bungalows have a fucking kitchen, Lee, like the size of my living room, with a refrigerator against the wall. You ask for it. Coconut water with pineapple on it. The red fucking juice, Lee, they got everything.
Nice.
So here's these people having conferences about real estate, and there's another hut with people having conferences, and there's 100 people down by the pool because it's Tempe, Arizona, and there's fucking 30 people eating in the restaurant. And I go up on the second floor, and I go into the corner, and I take a cigarette, and I light it. Now, there's another guy in the other sauna. He's smoking a cigarette. He puts his cigarette out, and he walks in. I take my fucking joint out, Lee, and I spark that motherfucker. And meanwhile, the whole time, I'm smoking the cigarette like this with my left hand, but I got the joint in my right hand, Lee. And with nobody watching, I make believe like somebody's calling me. And when I go to get the cell phone, I take 2 hits off the joint. And the fucking air is catching this. And you can see that the people in both conferences are looking around. And I'm right in front of them, Lee, smoking the fucking cigarette. And they cannot figure out who the fuck is doing this. Lee, I was doing it for 3 days. I tormented people at this hotel in Arizona. The last time, I'll never forget the third day, people were running in the fucking lot trying to figure out who it was, and there I am on the balcony right in front of them.
They have like statutes for that hotel now because of that event in whatever year to deal with smokers. Like they have a whole new part of a rule book they had to teach people.
Let me tell you something, Lee. I never saw Gentiles in such a state of panic. They were fucking running around, Lee, the third day. The bellman, the fucking security. Go to the roof. Go to the second floor.
Were you moving around the hotel just to mess with them?
Yeah. No, I'm on the balcony watching them smoking reefer while they're looking everywhere but at me. Because I'm right in front of them, Lee.
What, did they think you were smoking a cigarette or something?
They thought I wasn't even smoking cigarettes. I just knew that if the only reason I could go on this balcony was to smoke a cigarette. And they keep looking at me, and they're looking at the cigarette, and they're going, it's not him. But what they're not seeing is that I keep taking my phone out going, hello, hold on 1 second. And I'm taking 2 hits off the joint, blowing it. And then what I would do is leave the roach by the fucking plant. There was planters out there, and I would leave the roach by the plant.
Do you think it got sent for DNA? They're like,
no,
catch up.
no. They're like, we knew it. But Lee, that was fucking I love doing that type of shit.
The roach bandit.
You always have to go on a separate floor to smoke.
That's why I like edibles.
So you go all the way up to the last floor, you smoke in the hallway, and then you take the elevator down to, let's say you're in floor number 5. You take the elevator up to the 18th floor. You go into the emergency hallway without setting off the alarm. You smoke. You get back on the elevator, and you exit 10, and you walk down to 5. That's the move right there. That's what I leave you with if you're going to travel and smoke marijuana. Has it worked for me? Like a charm. Plus, they can't figure it out.
I'm always worried that the door's going to be locked in those stairways.
No, you always double check. You put a shoe in there or something like that. Come on.
Oh,
and you go up to the fucking 2 floors up. You burn some calories. Who the fuck you think you're dealing with? Johnny Bananas?
And you don't just prefer just taking an edible and sitting and staying in your room?
It's not like when you're a smoker. When you're a real smoker, there's something about it becoming a part of your night.
Really?
You go back at night, you fucking get a cup of coffee, you smoke a little tuturuts. There's something about that process that just... The edible is very nice, too. But sometimes you eat an edible and you want something to ease into the edible. You just don't want to go into shock. You follow what I'm saying to you? Come on, you live and fucking learn. Give me the paperwork here. Listen, before we move on, thank you very much for supporting us. 400 fucking episodes, people. 400 fucking episodes. It couldn't happen without you guys. You know, fucking Talking Lair. You know, all you motherfuckers. Waterboxer, Cleo. It couldn't happen without you guys. All you guys tonight that were wondering where the fuck we were, that's where we were. Sick. As a matter of fact, all of a sudden I got a sore throat. I'm sorry, Lee.
You okay?
Yeah, oh please, no.
Fuck, man.
I'm dying. I'm gonna
shit.
die. I got fucking pneumonia. I got nothing. I'm just saying, you never fucking know. That's part of it leaving your fucking body.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes you just get shit. You're not gonna get it. You're tough.
No, something just went like weird for me.
Really?
I just went fuzzy for a second.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna start shitting and puking tonight.
Oh.
It's all over. She's gonna be trying to lick your balls. You're gonna be trying to leak out of your fucking muffler. That's it. You better cancel Newport right now and get your diploma back, because that's a long drive to Newport while you're shitting your pants and shit. And ain't nobody want to be with you. I don't care how much. Did you just feel something fuzzy?
No. I feel fine. My like eyes went weird.
Oh yeah. Oh, because you did 3 bong hits of this death, plus the
More
2
than
more.
3.
Plus the 2 more you're gonna do after we go off the
Oh
fucking
my
air.
god.
It's the 400th fucking
You say it
episode.
was sore throat. Oh.
Who gives a fuck? That's when you smoke reefer. Anybody can smoke reefer when everybody's hip hop do. Smoke reefer when you have fucking blood blisters in your throat and you watch them blow up as you're doing bong hits. That's when you're smoking pot.
I don't want to share.
You don't want to what?
Why are your blood blisters in your throat that are exploding? Stop smoking for a few days. What?
No, that was years ago. Not blood blisters. You got those little throat polyps and they stick on there. When you cough out, they spit out like a little piece of meat behind your tooth. And you take them and you break them up and you sniff them. You never broke up a throat polyp. What's wrong with you? One of those yellow balls of death that comes out of your throat?
I've never lived, I guess.
Give me a couple more weeks. You'll be smoking some fucking bungies. You'll be smoking up some fucking throat polyps, whatever the fuck they are. I don't even know. Listen, a couple of weeks ago, I went through a pretty interesting experience that I've been thinking about a lot lately. When I was a kid, I used to have birthday parties, and my mom used to make me go to a fucking tailor. And it always seemed like a nightmare while I was there. You know, even though I got 2 new fucking suits out of it that lasted a year because I'd outgrown, it was always pretty nice. Ever since my mom died in 79, I stopped getting tailored suits. Who's got the money to pay for tailored suit? You go to fucking TJ Maxx to the fat man section, and they always got some fucking suit you could wear to a funeral for $49.95 and shit. One time I bought a magician's suit. One time, I was opening up, I was doing the Sunflower Casino, one of those, and I was opening up for Diane Ford and Dave Attell. And she says, you're emceeing, so you got to wear some type of tuxedo. So they had no tuxedos. I went down to Melrose. I had the small 50. All they had in my size was a guy that was a magician. And decided to quit, so he went down there and dropped off his gear.
A fat magician?
I still have the fucking, I don't have the tux, I lit it on fire. But I still have the picture of my magician top. Here's where it gets even worse, guys. I get to the fucking whatever casino, and guess who's there? Both Dave Attell canceled, and whoever else I was supposed to work with. I was opening up for Tim Allen. Here I am with the fucking magician suit, working all week with my man fucking Tim Allen. How embarrassed was I? Anyway, you want to talk about bad days? The reason why I'm getting to where I'm going is last week I had a great experience. You know, people don't get made-to-measure suits because they're not affordable and available to everybody. You know, made-to-measure suits, they fit and feel 100% better to generic off-the-rack type suits. You know, and you have no idea what it feels like to wear a suit that's uniquely made for you with your initials in there and the cut the way you wanted it. Let me tell you something. Indochino is reinventing men's fashion, and a made-to-measure suit that is the best suit you will ever own. So suit up. Not only will you look good, but you'll feel confident as fuck. In fact, I'm wearing one of these suits on my special. All right? You get a one-of-a-kind, made-to-measure suit. They customize the details you want. You pick the lining, lapels, personal motherfucking monogram, and more. 14 unique measurements go into making a suit that fits you fucking perfectly. You can't go wrong with a well-crafted 100% merino wool suit. And that's merino with an M-E-R-I-O-N-O. Let me explain something to you people. Everybody's looking for a fucking job. Everybody's looking to do this. Everybody's looking to be president. Listen, I'm a 53-year-old piece of shit ex-felon. Do I need to wear a suit to blow smoke up your ass and seem like a businessman to you? Is that going to change my image? No. But there's a lot of you fucking young guys that are trying to fucking get ahead in the world. You know what, man? For once in your life, take care of yourself. Go out on a limb. Instead of buying one suit like me and Lee, because we're fucking vampires, 3 suits for $300, because, you know, every time I wear a suit, there's always a fire, or somebody wants to walk around with a fucking nail in their shoe, and all of a sudden I get caught on it. But every once in a while, man, you want to look good, you want to get that job, get yourself a made-to-fucking-order suit. And this is your shot. Also, you check out their made-to-measure dress shirts and men accessories. Money-back guarantee, okay? This Indochino, this is the way to go. Now, today, my listeners get any premium suit for $399. That's 50% off at Indochino.com. You have to enter church at the checkout. CHURCH. Plus, you ready for this one? Shipping is free. There's no reason, excuse me, there's no reason not to try your first custom-made suit with a deal this good. Go look it up. You can't get a suit like this for $399. A classic from the premium collection that you'll look good and you'll feel good and it lasts for a long time. Do me a favor. Go to Indochino.com. The promo code is church, and we're going to give you any premium suit for $399 plus free shipping. Indochino. You're going to look good and it's your way. Plus, you go down there, they offer you water. A nice girl comes up, talks to you. They take your jacket off. They measure your shoulders. They do a bunch of measurements. They walk you through this pattern, guys, that is just phenomenal. You'll feel, I'm telling you, the $399 is nothing compared to what you're going to feel like when you walk out of there. You understand me? So do me a favor right now. You're 26, you're sitting on your ass, your dad's sending you a credit card, and you can't figure out why you can't get a job. Because you fucking look like a mook. That's why. All these kids are looking sharp. Do yourself a favor. Go to Indochino.com right now. Go look at the selection of suits they got. Listen, $399 and free fucking delivery. Get your shit together. Go look at these suits right now. On the way out, pressing CHURCH. Cut the shit and get your life together. I'm really happy Onyx came through for me this week. I got some new product to try. I got the mixed greens. I got 2 more fucking hemp protein shakes. I got an Alpha Brain, and I got a fucking Shroom Tech Sport. I'm back, bitches. I'm going to put this nose to the motherfucking test, motherfuckers. You hear that? I've been fucking douching it out, putting fucking saline in there. It's a nightmare, but I've been doing it. Thank you for your support and the whole thing. But do me a favor, Onyx always on top. I'll tell you what else you want to look into. They got, and you don't get no discount on these, but I'm telling you, those little clubs that they use at Tac Fit, those little 10-pound clubs, get yourself a video dog for your wrist or if your shoulders hurt. But I can only help you out with the supplements. Go. They got the MCT oil. They got the testosterone booster. They got Alpha Brain. They got New Mood. On it never stops. But you know what? You got to make the first move. Go to Onnit.com. Look at the great selection of supplements they got. Try one of them. Alpha Brain. 100% money back guarantee. If you don't like it, keep the fucking product. Smoke it in your next weed experiment. We'll send you back the check. But it all starts with you. Go to Onnit.com and press in.
Church.
Bitches. Church. CHURCH. And get 10% off and get the supplements sent right to your house. Next week, I'm going to report to you that new green thing they got that Dr. Belize recommended. It's a new lemon lime flavor. I can't fucking wait. Listen, this podcast is about you motherfuckers and the growth of Lee. Thank you very much for listening tonight. I know you motherfuckers expected fireworks and for us to do heroin. I thought about it, but my health isn't at the best part right now. I didn't want to shit myself in the office in front of you people. But you know us, motherfuckers. We don't back up. You understand me? A little Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath tonight. I don't know, Lee. Whatever you fucking think.
Either that or anything Leonard Skinner, I think.
Let's do something, Leonard Skinner. Give Me Back My Bullets by Leonard Skinner. I love you guys. See you next week. We're just doing one podcast this week. Why shoot ourselves in the fucking leg? Thank you for the love and support. Happy 400, cocksuckers.